Hello once again to all the amazing JEE aspirants. So, Resonance Hyderabad is live once again. So, share this live as much as possible with their most authentic paper analysis and discussion for the 29th January Shift 1 exam. So, let's have a quick review what we got in the Shift 1. So, let me invite Maths faculty Vivek sir and the Physics faculty Mohit sir with me on this live. Sir, please join us within the live. Okay, so let's start with the physics. What's the brief?
Hello everyone.
Hello
everyone. A very good afternoon to all. I guess all of us have done great today. The physics paper, as usual, is coming as per the standard what we were seeing in the previous standards also. By so far, 24th January first shift and 28th January first shift is said to be one of the most challenging paper by this time. Today we have got some set of questions. By those memory-based questions, we can still say that the paper is between easy to moderate. Obviously, yesterday first shift, 28 January first shift, was said to be difficult or maybe more challenging because there were some questions out of syllabus. Also, there were some lengthy questions in both the shift, in morning shift as well as in the evening shift, right? Today, by this time, we also got some questions where there are some questions which has length, but mostly questions are in the easy zone only, right? So this is about physics. We'll do more analysis about physics in the later part of our discussion. We are getting questions right now. We are going through more questions. We'll discuss about this analysis by the end of the session. I'll give this discussion moment to Vivek sir. Vivek sir, we want to talk about maths.
Yeah, good afternoon all of you. As the maths paper moderate to difficult, so what we are expecting from the yesterday little bit paper was the difficult in the first session and the second session. With respect, we can see today paper are little bit easy, and apart from the easy, what we can find here, 2-3 question which is came into the yesterday examination again going to be repeat, not as it is. Just like one question are there from the permutation and combination. There we have the count was there the 15. Here they have taken the 12. Again 2000. If you can see the 23rd of the January, one question came already from the 3D line, and 2 lines are there, and 1 line is the perpendicular to that one. So 1 point is lies on that one or not. That type of model again repeat into the first step. So overall, whatever the question we got, according to that we can say again the paper are the same, moderate to difficult level are there. But still in the question we can find 9 to 10 question we can easily pick and we are able to be solved. So yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. But as we know that this is the second last shift, and being a maths being a most important and the little much difficult part of the science for the IIT Mains exam. So now most of the students are thinking for the April session. Can you give some tips and tricks for the April session?
Yeah, for the April session, if you can see the conclusion is there, what matrices always the 2-sum came. So must be perfect with the matrices topic. Vector 3D on an average 2 to 3, some of the paper 4 question also came. So must be go to the vector and 3D part. Trigonometry once we can see, you can go through the inverse. Inverse again the easy part came. Circle I won't say because in the circle question is coming every time, but the question is not easy. That is the little bit calculative question are there. You can say like a lengthy, but you are the good enough on that one. You did already the practice sheet, exercise 1. So you can go for that one. Again the conic section must be see the all the formulas, because all the question is coming the formula based and the standard form. So this is my suggestion to all of you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Now, if I'll talk about the quick analysis for the chemistry today, again we are seeing this, that NCERT, this time means NT has focused so much on the NCERT. The questions are directly coming from the NCERT. And for the April session, you must have to see for the direct learning question, like memory based question are also included this time in a good number. Okay, so handing over to this quick, going on to the paper solution, handing over to the Mohit sir who will share his tips and tricks for your coming April session. Thank you everyone.
Okay, so before we start with today's paper discussion, I'll just give you a small briefing on the type of question we observed today and small conclusion out of it, right? So before we start, few of the points that we observed from today's paper was, we had questions, we didn't see any question today from electrostats and current electricity so far. As students have reported, they didn't find any question on electrostats and current, but totally based on electrostats and current. There is a mix of concepts sometimes. Obviously, we'll consider those type of questions as a medium level questions, but mostly we didn't see till now any questions from current or electrostats as per memory based question we have collected so far. So there is always a surprise element in every shift we have got. Today's surprise is we are seeing questions on relative motion today, right? Yesterday's shift we got questions on Carnot cycle. In one of the shift we got questions on Newton's law of cooling. We are getting some surprise element from NTA in every shift, right? Some different types of formulas are being covered, but JEE Mains is still being JEE Mains for physics. Questions are straight, formula based. As we have seen in the previous year's questions, we are finding the same trend to most of the extent. Generally, the initial shifts used to be little simpler. The later shifts is being little more lengthier, or there is more calculation required in some of the question. Yesterday in the second shift, I found one or two question which was said to be a good difficult question, where there was good amount of calculation was required. One of the question was on magnet. One of the question was on calorimetry, where there was a soap film and all. Those type of question we'll consider as a difficult question because we require a little bit of more collectiveness of concepts, right? Mix of concepts will be there. So considering all that, I will say that initial shifts were a little simpler. Later shifts were more lengthier and a more typical type of question we have seen. But I'll still say physics JEE Mains and physics JEE Advanced has a huge difference, which is still there. Obviously, this logic doesn't goes in maths. Maths we are getting this lengthy question in mains, and somewhat that type of question is there in advanced also. That lengthiness is there. But in physics, the type of question altogether changes in mains and advanced. So the way of preparation for mains and advanced obviously differs. We'll try to have a separate session. We'll try to talk about what to do, what not to do for advanced preparation after this shift, and what to do after all your exams are done, and what should be the highlight point for your April attempt. We'll talk about all that in a later discussion. Today, right now, let's start with the paper discussion of 29th January, first shift. We got this memory-based question. I always repeat, let's focus on this memory-based concepts that we are learning out of this. And what are the highlights of it? Let's not go exactly word to word or line to line. Let's try to highlight the important points that has been covered by these memory-based questions. Okay, starting with the first question, we can see it's a very easy question. Okay, at the peak of the mountain, time period of the pendulum increases. We know the formula for time period is 2 pi root over L by G. And we know with altitude and with depth, in both the cases, G decreases. G is maximum on the Earth's surface. When you go above Earth's surface, G decreases. When you go below Earth's surface, G decreases. So if G will decrease, T will increase. I'm not going with the formula because it's a simple assertion reason based question. So, right, time period of pendulum increases with decrease in G, right. So I will say both assertion and reason is correct. Assertion and reason is correct, option number 4. Okay, let's go with the next question. It's again a question from dimension. I got to know, there was a report, one of the students said me that we got more than 2 questions in units and measurement. I expect probably 1 question was on dimension, 1 question was on error, or maybe 2 questions on dimension, 1 question on error, something like that. By this time, we have got 1 question on units and dimension, we have got 1 question on errors. We'll talk about it later. So velocity of a particle moving on a straight line varies with time as v equals to at square plus bt by c plus t. This is some t prime, matlab t obviously. Find the dimension of ABC. So we know it's based on principle of homogeneity, right? The dimension of V is LT minus 1, right? So dimension of AT square is also LT minus 1, equals to plus and minus. All occurs between same dimension things, right? So we can see the dimension of A will be LT minus 3. I mean, this t square will go to numerator, t to the power minus 2, minus 1, minus 3. So that's the dimension of A. Let's go for the dimension of C, because I can say C plus T, matlab the dimension of T and dimension of C must be same. So dimension of C will be T. Only same type of dimensions are added. And I mean, let's see the thing like this. This T and this T will be cancelled. So dimension of B is same as dimension of V, which is again LT minus 1. Now what we are asking is ABC. So A is LT minus 3. B is LT minus 1 and C is T. So this will turn out to be L square T minus 3. That's the answer for this. L square T minus 3, option number 2. L square T minus 3 is the answer. Let's go with the next question. A pendulum of mass m by 2 is released from a position as shown in the figure, in the diagram. If the collision of the two masses is perfectly elastic, then determine the speed of the other pendulum just after collision. Just after collision. So it's a question based on, well, obviously we'll be using energy conservation, but it's actually from the topic of center of mass or momentum conservation. Primarily, we are using the concepts of collision. So one question from collision we are seeing here. When this mass goes from here to here, what is the decrease in potential energy? That much is the increase in kinetic energy. We can say like m by 2 into g into L by 2 is equals to half of m by 2 v square, right? So this m by 2 cancel, this 2 cancel, so v is equals to root over gl is the speed which m by 2 will be striking here. M by 2 will be striking here with the speed of root gl. Yes or no? This speed will be root gl. Now, you can think that there is one mass m, there is one mass m by 2, initial speed what? Root gl, and here initial speed is what? 0. After collision, this is mass m, speed here some v2, speed here some v1, right? Okay? Since it's been said that it's a perfectly elastic collision, we can say that velocity of separation is equals to velocity of approach. So let's write down v2 minus v1, v2 minus v1 is the velocity of separation, is equals to velocity of approach, root gl minus 0. That's equation 1. And also apply, because it's a collision, we can always apply conservation of momentum, right? So let's write down m by, let me just write this on the other side only. So this is like m by 2 root gl is the initial momentum along x. And what's the final momentum along x? mv2 plus m by 2 v1. Fine? Okay. So let's take this m common and cancel out. So we will get here, multiplying to both sides, we'll get 2v2 plus v1 equals to root over of gl. That's equation number 2. Okay, so equation 1 and equation 2. If we add them, minus v1 plus v1 will be cancelled. v2 plus v2 is 3v2. 3v2. Root gl plus root gl is what? 2 times root gl. So value of v2 will be 2 by 3 root gl. I will take this question as a medium level question because we require some bit of steps, some bit of concepts. So I will consider this type of question as a medium question where we know the standard method. We have done these type of problem exactly in the class. In our sheets, we have done these type of problem. So I will consider this question as a medium level question. Okay, next question. The graph between wavelength of incident light and kinetic energy. I don't know exactly this question was there or not, but if a question like this is there, it's coming from photoelectric effect. So we can write that hc by lambda naught, which is the energy of photon, is equals to, lambda naught nahi, lambda we should write. Energy of photon, hc by lambda is equals to work function plus kinetic energy max. So this should be the graph of kinetic energy max versus lambda is more preferred. So hc by lambda plus kinetic energy max. Now, you have to understand that kinetic energy and lambda is inversely related, number 1. Kinetic energy cannot be negative ever. So, we will not go for any option where kinetic energy is negative. So, let's neglect option A first of all. Let's neglect option D. Obviously, there's C and B left. Now, in C, the problem is kinetic energy is said to be directly proportional to lambda, which we can see is not here. It's inversely dependent. है ना? Smaller the lambda, more the energetic photon, right? More will be the kinetic energy. So smaller the lambda, like this must be lambda naught here. If the lambda is bigger than lambda naught, there cannot be any energy in the photon, right? There cannot be any energy in the electron, right? In the photoelectron. So obviously option B will be the answer because we can see there's an inverse dependency obviously and there's a linear dependency. So we'll not have any linear dependency, we'll have an inverse dependency. Fine. Let's go with the next question. We are seeing this question of logic gates in almost every shift. So we'll obviously prefer to focus on topics of semiconductors primarily with the logic gates. We see this in almost every shift. So let's start with it. Straight A is here. Okay. B is here. It's a NAND gate. So AB bar. I mean, when you go through logic gates, we'll always prefer to go with the basics of logic gates. Plus, let's have the basic understanding of De Morgan's theorem. That has always been used here, right? So that's AB bar, NAND gate, A, B. So we can write this as a NOR gate. So AB, A plus B whole bar. Again, this is one data, one this data, and there is a NAND gate again. So we can write AB bar into A plus B bar whole bar. Let's apply De Morgan's theorem. De Morgan's theorem, right? Let's apply De Morgan's theorem. So this is, let's say, something X, Y. If you want to split them, we can write them X bar plus Y bar. So we'll write as AB bar bar, because AB bar is like my X, plus, okay? So this will be AB, bar bar is no bar, right? We can take out A common here, and this will be B plus 1 plus B. We know that B plus 1, matlab B can be 0 or 1, but 0 plus 1 or 1 plus 1 in a logic gate is always 1. So this will be coming out to be A only, then A plus B is the answer, which means it's an OR gate. Which means it's an OR gate, right? Is there any confusion this far? Is there any confusion this far? Okay, I got a point. There's one of the students saying, is it correct reason for assertion? It's a correct reason, we can say it, because variation of G. For the last question, there is somebody saying that they are asking few more things. Masses are reversed, sir. The down is M by 2 and the bob is M. Okay. So there is one of the student raised right away, that this is M by 2, this is M. Things will change, answer will change, but the method will be same. I hope, Yadunandan, you can understand this, right? It's M by 2 and that's M. We can go with that, right? This is a student asking this. And it's 1 by KE. Karthik is saying, sir, it's not KE, it's 1 by KE. Then if it is 1 by KE, then things will be linear dependent. Or you can have a graph of kinetic energy versus 1 by lambda, then it will be linear dependent. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Method will be same, yes. Okay, so let's go with, as I said, it's a memory-based question. As much data we collected, from there we are saying like this. I hope all of you did great with the exam. People who wrote the exams, they are here, I guess. So that's great, Let's go with more discussion. Okay. Going with the next question, a ball in a sea. So we are getting one question always on properties of fluids, right? Of ball falling in a sea. It's a very straight class question. We do this in the classes, right? We have done this question in the sessions. 2.5 kilometer shows, so whenever there is a ball depth here, so obviously there's a change in pressure. There was atmospheric pressure, there's a change in pressure. What is the value of this change in pressure? H rho G. We'll write the formula of B equals to minus of delta P by del V by V. Del V by V is like a fractional change in volume. And we want to find this percentage change in its volume. So we can write that delta V by V is equals to minus of delta P by B. If they are saying decrease, matlab this minus sign is taken care. So let's not worry about this minus sign right now. What is delta P? Delta P is H rho G. The value of H is given to be 2.5 kilometers. So let's write 2.5 10 to the power 3 H rho of density of water 10 to the power 3 again G. I'm again saying let's focus on the concepts being covered. Obviously there will be a little bit of here and there with the statement being reported and what actually came. But the concept, what we got to know, we are trying to highlight in front of you, right? By B. B is equals to 2 10 to the power 9. This will be delta V by V. So let's solve 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 7, 10 to the power 9. There will be minus 2 left, right? 2.5 by 2, 1.25. Delta V by V, let's do it in percentage. So let's multiply both sides by 100. So 1.25 into 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power plus 2. This will turn out to be 1.25 percentage. So the value of X will be 1.25. If it is X percent, so it's 1.25%. Fine, let's go with the next question. A board is moving. So we got first question on relative motion. By the way, we didn't see any question till now on relative motion. So first question we are seeing in any shift based on relative motion, right? Every shift is giving you some surprises. There are shift where we got very less number of questions from 11 or the first year topics. And there are shifts where we're getting more number of questions from the second year topics. है ना? And vice versa also. So this is a place where we are seeing first question on relative motion. Till now we didn't report any question on relative motion. Anyways, a boat is moving with 27 km per hour relative to the river flow. A man standing on the boat throws a ball vertically up with 10 meter per second. आधा मीटर पर सेकंड में है, half of the question is in meter per second, half of the question is in kilometer per hour. है ना? This is kilometer per hour. Let's have everything in meter per second. That makes our life simpler. Anyways, we know the value of G in terms of meter per second. Why not have things in terms of meter per second? Let's go. So, boat moving like this, river flow is also like this. So, the net velocity of the boat respect to ground will be velocity of boat respect to river plus velocity of river. It's a downstream, same direction, right? River flow like this, and the boat is sailing on it. What will be the value? 27 plus 9, which will be 36 kilometer per hour. Convert this into meter per second. So kilometer per hour will now become meter per second. 5 by 18 multiplication. That will give you 10 meter per second. Right? That's 10 meter per second. That's the velocity of the boat. A man standing on the boat throws a ball vertical upward with 10 meter per second. There's a question which we used to do in the class. A truck moving with some speed and the man throws a ball upward. In HC Verma also we did this question, right? So 10 meter per second is the velocity along Y. I mean, without even thinking anything, we know that in 1 second it will reach the highest most point, in 1 second it will come back to the same place. So total time of flight is how much? 2 seconds. You can use the formula 2uy by g. Still, what is Sx? Distance traveled along the x, that's the range. So that's like ux into t. That's like 10 into 2. That's like 20 meter is the answer. Yes or no? Right? Let's go with the next question. Electromagnetic waves carry both energy and momentum. Bhai, this is the statement we give in the class. E equals to hc by lambda. Right? P is equals to h by lambda. Every photon has both energy and momentum. So electromagnetic wave carry both energy and momentum. Rest mass of photon is 0. We say this statement in the class. Both statements are true. Both are true. They are not the reason of each other. If the question would have been reason of, no, it's not the reason of each other, but both the statements are true. Let's go with the next question. Projectile were launched from same position simultaneously with the same speed at an angle 45 minus alpha and 45 plus alpha. Acha, bada sadharan question. It's a very simple question. This angle is 45 minus alpha. We want to find the h max, and there's one more projectile. This is 45 plus alpha. The formula for h max 1 to h max 2, the formula is u square sine square theta by 2g. And both of them were launched from the same position with same speed. So u square by 2g same. So u square sine square 45 minus alpha by 2g by u square sine square 45 plus alpha by 2g will be same. 2g u square 2g cancel. Sine square 45 minus alpha will be we can use this that multiply both numerator divided by 2. I mean, this is cancelled. 2. So like 2 sine square theta is 1 minus cos of 2 theta. 2 sine square theta is 1 minus cos 2 theta. So this will turn out to be 1 minus cos of 2 into 45 minus alpha by 1 minus cos of 2 times 45 plus alpha. Okay, so when we multiply this, let me do it here only. I will not take one more line for this. Let me write this again, and let me write this again as this is 90 minus 2 alpha, and this is 90 plus 2 alpha. Now the point is 90 minus 2 alpha is in the first quadrant. So cos in the first quadrant is positive, and 90 it will become sine. So we'll write this as 1 minus sine 2 alpha by this is in second quadrant, so this will become minus of sine 2 alpha, this will become plus. So the answer is 1 minus sine 2 alpha by 1 plus sine 2 alpha. That is like option number 4. Are we okay with this? Is there any point to ask? Any confusion this far? Okay. Yes. NT is trying to be unpredictable. They are trying to cover almost all formulas in almost any of the shit in the other shifts, right? Okay. Theek. A charged particle of charge q and mass m is hinged. थोड़ा language issues there. Hinged at a point by a string. ये थोड़ा language hinged at a point or from a point by a string. So let's correct it. Of length L in electric field E, what will be the time period of the small oscillation? Ignore gravity. So whatever be the direction of electric field, if there is no gravity, the answer is always T equals to 2 pi root over L by G effective. G effective this time is QE by M. So handwriting issue हो जाता है बीच में. Pardon me for this. QE by M. This is always the answer, right? T equals to 2 pi root over ML by QE. Whatever be the question, if there is no gravity, direction independent, it will be T equals to 2 pi root over L by G effective, which is QE by M. Let's go with the next question. Which of the two physical quantity have same dimension? One more question on dimension. We said no. Second number question was on dimension. This question is also on dimension. We have done these type of question exactly in very initial days of our sessions in the second year also. Angular momentum is moment of momentum. So R perpendicular to P, let's just do this. P is momentum. So M L T minus 1, है ना? L T minus 1 is the velocity. So ML square T minus 1 is angular momentum. What is Planck's constant? Planck's constant E by frequency is equals to H. E is ML square T minus 2, and this is T minus 1. So this will be also ML square T minus 1, I guess. Right? Same dimension. So option number 1, I'm not going for check of the option 2, 3, and 4. E is equals to M L square T minus 2. I know. So we already corrected that actually. I hope this is okay, right? We've done that. ML square T minus 1, है ना? ML square T minus 2, force into distance, right? ML T minus 2 into L, ML square T minus 2 by frequency T minus 1, so ML square T minus 1, so dimension will be same. If radius of first Bohr orbit of hydrogen atom is A, then find the radius of second Bohr's orbit. By R is equals to A naught N square by Z. We know this, rho ne do zara, right? Rho ne do zara, this is the mnemonics we have learned in the class. Rho ne do zara, rho ne do zara. है ना? And one more formula which we are using every time is vajan. Yesterday we were using this and this both in one of the shift, right? So rho ne do zara, A naught, acha, hydrogen atom matlab Z is equals to 1. First Bohr orbit matlab N equals to 1. So R is equals to some A naught. Then in the second Bohr orbit, R, let's say R prime is A naught. Second Bohr orbit N square, matlab 4. Z remains 1 because hydrogen atom 1. So that's like 4 A naught. This is like option number 4. Okay, this is one of the question again from EMI. It's a standard question which we do in the class. So if they're asking, let's not think about this, let's think about this. If somebody asks that what is the EMF induced in the coil 1? One will be because of self-inductance and other will be because of mutual inductance. And when we don't know what is I1 and I2 doing, how they are changing, let's straight away write minus of L1 di1 by dt. है ना? This is the EMF induced on this coil because of its changing current, minus M is the mutual inductance here, M di2 by dt, rate of change of current in the other coil. This will give the answer. If something like this is there, I'm not reading the question, that concept need to be highlighted here, which means the answer will be option 1, minus L1 di1 dt minus M di2 by dt. Rate of change of current because of this is been linked with this with the help of M, and rate of change of current of this coil linked with itself is with the help of L1. That's how we get the answer, right? I guess we covered almost all question for this phase. I hope there is no confusion this far. If there's any doubt, please you can ask. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll ask Bharat sir to join now and continue with our discussion on physics. Okay. Huh? Okay. So we have discussed this phase. I'll ask Bharat sir to continue and discuss more on physics paper, maths paper, right? So Bharat sir, please come and continue with your maths paper analysis. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, hello, my name is Bharat Gupta. Today we are going to discuss about the math paper. I hope you shift well. So, moving on the questions, which is nothing but the first question based on nothing but the binomial question. I have to find the minimum value of n for which the number of integral terms in the binomial expansion of this, there is a power n also, is 183. I have to find the value of n. So how to find the value of n? I can write the general term. Can you tell me the general term? NCR, first term to the power of n minus r by 3, second term to the power of 11 to the power of r by 12. What is the meaning of integer terms? All the powers will be integers or not? 11 to the power, there should not be any radical power. It is r by 12 written. So there should be the integers powers, because 11 to the power 0, 1, 2, 3 are going to be the integers quantity. NCI is always integer, and 7 to the power, this is also going to be integer. So both terms are going to be integer. If both the terms are going to be integer, r should be a multiple of 12. So what are the values of r possible? Either it is 0, either it is 12, 24, 36, and so on. Upper limit is not fixed because index we don't know. Index is nothing but the n, right? Now I will put all the values here. So can I say that n minus r by 3 should be the multiple of 12? So the multiple of 3, right? What is the value of r? R is also a multiple of 3 if you notice. So can I say that n should be a multiple of 3? What are the n multiples of 3? All are nothing but the multiples of 3, right? So the value of r is going to be, whatever the value you will put, n is also the multiple of 3. So 0, 12, 24, 36, all are going to be a true values of n. Now what they ask, the minimum value of n we have to find such that the number of integral term is nothing but 183. These are nothing but the number of terms. I have to find number of integral terms, that should be a 183. So can I write, this is 0 into 12, this is 1 into 12, this is 2 into 12. So these are nothing but the number of integral terms. It should be nothing but 183 terms. So when it will be 183 terms, it started with 0, 1, 2, 3. So I can say the minimum value of n is nothing but going to be it started with 0, I have to find 183 terms, so 182, because it started with 0 into 12. Is the minimum value or not? What is maximum value? Maximum value is just less than 182 into 13. So they ask the minimum value in the question. The minimum value is going to be, if you multiply, what is the answer? 4, 2, 96, 9, 2184 is going to be the answer. If n will be 2184, then the minimum value of the minimum radical terms you will get as 183. If n will be 2185, still you will get the same terms. 2186, still you will get the same terms. So out of that the values of n, which is minimum, the value minimum is nothing but 2184. So this is a simple question of binomial. You can try this question again if you are not able to solve it in the exam. A very simple problem. You have to find what are the values of r we can put, and according to that we will get the answer. So moving on to the next question, which is based on the summation of the series. The factorial is given in the denominator. If the factorial is given in the denominator, there are two conditions. Either it is become a difference method. I have to solve by the difference method, which is known as the telescopic series, right? Either we can make a expansion. Maybe it is expansion question. So there are two patterns to solve this type of questions. Now we will check that how to solve this particular question. Limit n tends to infinity. Summation of k is from 1 to n. K cube plus 6k square plus 11k plus 5 upon factorial of k plus 3, right? So can I write this 5x 6 plus 1? 6 minus 1. This term as 6 minus 1. Why 6 minus 1? Because I know this particular value in the question. Can you tell me the factors of this? This is the standard equation, right? Cubic equation. What are the factors? Factors are going to be k plus 1, k plus 2, k plus 3. Right or not? Because this is nothing but the sum of the root. This is nothing but the product of the roots. Minus 1 upon k plus 3 factorial. Now split the terms. If I split the term, what is going to be happen? K plus 1 into k plus 2 into k plus 3 divided by k plus 3 factorial. Can I write k plus 3 factorial as k plus 3 into k plus 2 into k plus 1 into factorial k? So answer is going to be limit k tends to infinity, summation of k is from 1 to n, 1 upon factorial k minus 1 upon k plus 3 factorial. Clear or not? Now it is nothing but based on the difference method. I can put the values of k and few other terms will cancel out. This is known as telescopic series also. Put k as 1. Limit n tends to infinity. If I put k as 1, I will get 1 upon factorial 1 plus 1 minus 1 upon factorial 4 plus again 1 upon, put k as 2. 1 upon factorial 2 minus 1 upon factorial 5. K as 3, 1 upon factorial 3 minus 1 upon factorial 6. K as 4, 1 upon factorial 4 minus 1 upon factorial 7. And so on. The last term will be in terms of n, and they mention n is infinity. So I can say 1 upon infinity is going to be 0, right? So all the last term is going to be 0. Any term cancel out. I can say this term is cancel out with this term. So the next term will cancel out with this. The next term will cancel out with 1 by 6. This with the next term. So 3 terms left in the starting. So 3 terms left in the ending also. All the ending values is nothing but going to be 0. So answer is nothing but 1 upon factorial 1, 1 upon factorial 2, plus 1 upon factorial 3, which is nothing but 6. Take the LCM. So LCM is 6. 6 plus 3 plus 1, that is nothing but 10. So I will get cancel out 5 by 3 is the answer. So in this question, this is nothing but based on the difference method. I have to create the numerator in such a way that after splitting the terms is going to be cancelled out. After that, we got the answer as nothing but 5 by 3. Clear? So moving on to the next question, which is based on sequence and series, the arithmetic progression. Sum of first 3 terms of NAP is given has integral common difference. Okay. What do you mean of integral common difference? The D is nothing but the integers values. It will be is 54. So I can say first term plus second term plus third term is going to be a 54. First term I can assume as A plus D, A plus 2D. You can also assume A minus D, A and A plus D, right? So if I simplify, I will get 3 times of A plus 3 times of D, which is nothing but 54. If I divide, A plus D is nothing but 18. So the middle term we got as 18. The sum of first 20 terms lies between 1600 to 1800. They says that 1600 to 1800 between. So there will be no equality. S20 is less than nothing but 1800. So what is the formula of S20? 20 by 2, 2 times of the first term plus n minus 1, which is 19d, is less than 1800. 2 cancel out, I will get 10. 10 cancel out, 160 is less than 2a plus 19d. This will be 180. Now put the value. I have to find D, right? D and A. So I can put the value of A. What is the value of A? 18 minus D. So if I put here 18 minus D and simplify, that will be 36, right? 17D. So 160 is less than 36 minus 2D, 17D, plus 17D is less than 180. subtract 36, so it will be going to be 4, 1, 2, divide by 17. This will be 144 divided by 17. So the common difference is between them. So can you tell me what is the value of 124 divided by 17? I can say it is approximate 7 point something, right? Or 7 point something. This value is going to be 8 point something. So I can say D is going to be a 8. Because this value is 7 point something, this value is 8 point something. The between them, which is the common integer value? 8. If D is 8, what is A? A will be nothing but 10. Now what they ask, 11th term of the AP. What is the 11th term? First term plus 11th term, 10 into D. So 10 plus 80. Answer is going to be 90. A very simple question which is based on sequence and series. You can solve this question by assuming that 3 terms, A plus D, A plus 2D. And then you have 2 relations, 2 unknown, right? So I hope this question you also able to solve. Moving on to the next question, which is based on area under the curve, right? The area enclosed by y equal to y is greater than mod of x minus 1. So we will make the graph first, this question. Let us make the coordinate axis. X minus 1 modulus. This one, right? Y is greater. It means we are talking about this person, right? Y is more than the x. Next one, y is less than equal to 3 minus mod of x. So mod of x minus, I can say the graph is some kind of this graph. So this is the graph of y is less than, means we are talking about the below person. Here we are talking about above person. Can we find the intersection point? Intersection point of what? Y equal to, here it will open with the minus sign, minus x plus 1. Here again it will open with the minus sign, y equal to 3 plus x. So I can say x is going to be minus 1 comma, y will be going to 2. So I can say this point is going to be minus 1 comma 2. Similarly, we can find this point also, that is going to be 2 comma 1. This point is going to be 0 comma 1. That point is going to be 1 comma 0. Now let us make the another graph which is nothing but the quadratic, right? Upward parabola. It passes through the point 3 by 2. So where is 3 by 2? It will be here. 0 comma 3 by 2, right? So I will draw the graph again, the quadratic graph. Check this point passes through this curve or not. If I put minus 1 here, I will get 1, 4. 1 equal to 4 minus 3, that is same, right? So if I draw the graph is something like this. What they ask, y is more than the x, so I can say this person. So which area they want to ask? They want to ask this particular area. Above this graph, below this graph, and above this z graph also. How to find this area? Can I say that this area is nothing but the symmetric area? Whatever the area we are getting on the positive side, same as negative side. So can I get this intersection point also? This intersection point is going to be 1 comma 2, right? Because it is nothing but the reflection point. So I can find the area which is nothing but 2 times of 0 to 1. 0 to 1, whatever the area 2 times, which is the top graph, this graph. Which graph it is? X is positive, open with the positive sign, y equal to x, 3 minus x. Minus. This graph, this is nothing but the quadratic graph. Y value is nothing but x square plus 3 by 2. Normal integration, we can solve this particular problem also. So 2 times 3 integration, 3x minus x square by 2 minus 1 by 2 outside, x square integration, x cube by 3 plus 3x. Now you can put the simple value. These are nothing but going to be a 2 times of 3 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 3 plus 3. Put 0, everything will be 0. So this is going to be your answer. Just simplify this calculation. So this is how to solve this area under the curve. You have to make both graph. If you are perfect in the modulus graph, it is very simple to make the graph, right? So moving on to the next question. A complex number. I have to find the minimum value of Z1, Z2. So can you tell me what is this graph? Can I say this is nothing but the disk? What is the meaning of disk? This is nothing but the circle having the radius as 1. Center is nothing but 8, 2. Right? Every point inside this interval is nothing but the point Z1. What is second circle? Second circle is nothing but the center is 2, 6. Radius is nothing but 2. Every point here is nothing but Z2. What they ask? Z1 minus Z2. The distance between Z1 and Z2 is minimum. So tell me which point I have to select in the first disk, which is Z1, in which point we have to select in Z2 such that the distance between them will be minimum. So can you say that you will select the point here? That will be Z1. You will select one point here. That will be Z2. The distance between them is minimum. Right or not? So how to solve this problem? If I extend it, can I say that if this is C1, this is C2, the minimum distance between Z1 minus Z2 minimum is nothing but C1, C2 minus, subtract both the radius, R1 minus R2. Just use the distance formula and subtract both the radius. Radius we already given 1 and 2. So use the distance formula. I think it is plus 6. This is minus 6 point. So if I use the distance formula, C1, C2, just check what is given there. 8 minus 2, that will be 6 square. Whatever the values are given, you can check that value. The formula is going to be this one. Right? This is the model paper. Maybe the values, 1 or 2 values will be here and there. So 2 minus of minus 6, that will be 8. So C1, C2 is nothing but 10. I got C1, C2 is 10. 10 minus R1 is 1. R2 is nothing but 2. So answer is going to be 7. The formula is going to be C1, C2 minus R1 minus R2, right? This is nothing but the minimum distance between modulus of Z1 minus Z2. Whatever the values are given, you can find the C1, C2 and you can check. Moving on to the next question, which is based on the integration, definite integration. I think it is a standard value, right? This not the standard value, the standard integration. I have to break the sine 2x in the format of such that numerator will be the differentiation of the denominator, right? I have to break sine 2x in such a way that numerator will become the differentiation of denominator. So can I say that sine x minus cos x whole square is nothing but 1 minus sine 2x? Is it correct or not? Open a minus b whole square formula. A square plus b square, which is going to be 1, minus 2 sin theta cos theta sin 2 theta. That value I will put here. 0 to pi by 2 sin x plus cos x upon 9 plus 16. What is sin 2x value? 1 minus sin x minus cos x whole square dx. Bracket close. Now assume sin x minus cos x as t. What is sin x differentiation? Cos x. What is cos x differentiation? Minus sin x. So minus minus is going to be plus. Dx is going to be dt. So can I say that numerator is going to be dt? What is denominator? Multiply 16. 16 plus 9, 25. Minus 16t square. Limit is also going to be changed. X equal to 0. X equal to 0. Sin 0 will be 0. Cos 0 will be 1. So minus 1. Put pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is 1. 1 minus 0. 1. So can I say that this is nothing but the even function? Because if I replace t with minus t, it is going to be the same function. So it is nothing but the even function. In the even function, what is going to be happen? I can break the limit as 2 times of 0 to 1 dt upon same thing. Can I take 16 common outside? What left here? 25 by 16 minus t square. 16 5 ja, it will be 5. I will get 10 here. Now tell me the formula. Formula of what? Integration of 1 upon a square minus x square dx. The formula is nothing but 1 upon 2a ln of mod of a minus a plus x upon a minus x, right? Use that formula here. So what is a? A is going to be 5 by 4. So into 1 upon 2 into 5 by 4 ln of 5 by 4 plus t upon 5 by 4 minus t. Limit is nothing but 0 to 1. Here 10 cancel out, 4 will come in the numerator, so it is going to be 4 times of, put the limit 1. 5 by 4 plus 1, that is 9 by 4. 9 by 4 upon 5 by 4 minus 1, 1 by 4. ln 9 by 4 upon 1 by 4 minus, put 0. So ln 5 by 4, 5 by 4, ln 1. ln 1 is going to be 0. 4 cancel out. I got ln 9. Can I write ln 9 as 2 ln 3? What is ln 9? 3 square, right? So can I say that this is nothing but 8 ln 3? The answer of this question is going to be 8 ln 3. How we convert? We convert ln 9 as ln 3 square. A square will come outside, so 8 ln 3. So this is the basic question where we have to convert sin x minus cos x whole square is nothing but 1 minus sin 2x. After that, nothing but the substitution. Moving on to the next question, which is based on the vector. If you remember, this type of pattern already came in the JEE Mains from the last 2-3 years. The same type of patterns is coming. So I hope you know how to solve this type of problems. What I have to do, take all the terms one side. A cross C equal to minus C cross B. Can I interchange them so that we can take C common? So A cross C equal to plus of B cross C. Again C common, A plus B whole cross C. If vector cross is 0, what is the meaning? They are the parallel vector or not? So I can say C vector is parallel to A plus B, which implies that C is nothing but lambda times of A plus B. Can I find the value of A plus B? What is value of A plus B? Add both of them. So 2 plus 3, 5. Minus 1 minus 6, J. 3 plus 4, K. 3 plus 1, 4. So what they ask? They ask the magnitude of C square. So I will find the magnitude of C, which is going to be lambda 5 square plus 25 plus 36 plus 16. 77. Root of 77. So I got the magnitude of C is nothing but this thing. Now I will use the second equation. What is second equation? If I multiply, I will get A dot B plus again multiply A dot C plus again multiply C dot B plus again multiply C dot C. What is C dot C? That is nothing but magnitude of C whole square. So A dot B, can I get A dot B? What is value of A dot B? Can I find here? 2 into 3, 6, minus 1 into minus 5, plus 5, 3 into 1, 3. So I will get 14. A dot B is nothing but 14 plus. Anything we can take common, C common, I got A plus B again. Plus, that is magnitude of C whole square. I got 14, I can remove that side. What is value of C? C is nothing but lambda times of A plus B. If I put here, I will get lambda A plus B whole square plus magnitude of C square is going to be 415. What is a plus b whole square? A plus b, I got this thing. What is whole square of this? 77. Plus magnitude of c square. Lambda square 77. Common, cancel out. I got lambda square plus lambda minus 2 equal to 0. Right? Factors are possible. Lambda plus 2, lambda minus 1 equal to 0. Lambda is nothing but 1 and minus 2. If lambda is 1 and 2, the magnitude of c square is nothing but 77 or 4 into 77. So find the value of magnitude of c square. Okay, so I got two values. Maybe in the question some of the values, some of the relation is given from where we can eliminate one of the values. So based on that we will get one answer, that is either 77, either 4 into 77. Right? I got two answers here. Maybe one of the relation will be given here. So based on that we can neglect one of the quantities. We will get the answer. A very simple problem. This is already coming from the last 2-3 years, the pattern. So you know how to solve these type of questions also. Moving on the next question, which is nothing but the relation. A relation is given. From the relation, one question you always fix, that you have to check the equivalence relation, symmetry, transitive and reflexive. That which relation it is. Interval is given 0 to pi by 2. It means first quadrant. First quadrant, everything is defined. It is open interval. I have to check reflexive, symmetry, transitive, right? So how to check reflexive? Reflexive means I have to check the relation XR, X. In the place of Y, put X. So I will get secant square X minus tan square X is 1. Is it a correct statement? Of course it is a correct statement because it is nothing but the trigonometric identities. So I can say it is nothing but the reflexive. Check the symmetric. How to check the symmetric? If XR-Y relation is there, then there must be YR-X relation. Basically, X and Y is given. I have to convert this in terms of Y and X. So can I write secant square X minus tan square Y is 1? I have to check this thing. Which thing? Secant square Y minus secant square X equal to 1. Tan square. This is going to be 10. So if you notice, this is secant y, this is tan y. Can I convert the secant in terms of tan? I can use the identity 1 plus tan square y minus 1. This identity will be secant square x minus 1. Solve it. 1 minus of minus 1, 2 plus tan square y minus secant square y, secant square x equal to 1. 1 will come here, so 1 equal to 2 minus 1 is 1. Secant square x minus tan square y. I got the same relation or not? The previous one. It means this is also correct. Symmetric is also there. Now check the transitive also. How to check the transitive relation? If the relation XRY is given as well as Y RZ is also there, then it must implies XRZ. So secant square x minus tan square y is 1. This is given, as well as secant square y minus tan square z is also given. I just have to find the relation between x and z. What I will do, I will add both of them. If I add both of them, I will get secant square x plus secant square y minus tan square y minus tan square z, which is going to be 2, right? Can you tell me what is the value of secant square y minus secant square z? 1. Why we added both of them? So that we can use the identity here. It is 1, it will go there, that will become 1. So I can say secant square x minus tan square z is going to be 2 minus 1, which is 1. So is it correct with respect to this? Yes, it is also correct. So it is nothing but the reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive, which means it is nothing but the first option, equivalence relation. Right? So I know this question, you can solve this particular problem, reflexive, symmetric and transitive relation. Moving on to the next question, which is based on the permutation and combination. The number of the 7-digit number that can be formed with the digits 1, 2, 3 such that sum of the digit is 11. Sum of the digit is 11. We can form the digits by 1, 2, 3 only. Right? 7-digit numbers. So can I say that numbers should be A, B, C, D, E, F, G? There will be only 7 numbers. Every element can be either 1, either 2, either 3. All this A, B, C, D, E, F, G belongs to element 1, 2, 3. So I can do the grouping here. We can make the cases. How to make the cases? First, I will say one of the element is 3, another one is 3, so total is 6. If total is 6, remaining will be 1, 1, 1, so that it will be 11. If I add all of them, 5 plus 6, 11. What is case 2? Case 2, break 3, S2 plus 1. So can I write this as 2? 1 and 1 will be 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. Count this. 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 4, 11, which the question asks. Again break this 3. How to break? 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. 3 plus 8, 11. So I will get 3 cases. Now I will rearrange it to make a 78 numbers. In how many ways we can arrange? I can say 2 are same, 5 are same, factorial 7 upon factorial 2, factorial 5. What is the value here? Factorial 7 upon factorial 2, factorial 4. Right? This is 4 times, this is 2 times. What is here? 4 times, 3 times. So factorial 7 upon factorial 3 as well as factorial 4. What is 7C2? 7C2 is going to be 35. Can I write factorial 7 as 7 into 6 into factorial 5? Factorial 5 will cancel out 7 into 6 by 2. 7 into 3, that is nothing but 21. Factorial 7 by factorial 4. So 7 into 6 into 5 by 2, that will be 3. 21. 21 into 5, 105. Just check the calculation once more time. Factorial 7 by factorial 3. So 7, 6, 5 upon factorial 3, which is 6. 35 I got. So now add all of them. 105 plus 35, 140. 140 plus 21, that is 161. So answer of this question is going to be a 161. Add all the values. Number of cases is going to be 3. A simple based on permutation and combination question. Moving on to the next question. This is based on inverse function, IT of function. Find the sum of values of all the values of x, right? I have to find the values of x. So, can you tell me the domain of this question? Inside the sine inverse, values should be from -1 to 1. Subtract 1, 0, add 1, 2x, 2. So, x will be 0 to 1. So, domain is nothing but 0 to 1. Here, -1 to 1, -1 to 1, intersection will be this thing. So, this is nothing but the domain of the function. So, if we solve by using the formula sine inverse x plus sine inverse y, that is going to be complicated. So, what I can do? I can find the range of this function. I will assume one of the function is nothing but pi plus sine inverse x plus sine inverse 2x minus 1. Can I say sine inverse x is increasing function? Sine inverse 2x minus 1 is also increasing function. If you don't know, we can differentiate also. This will be 0, this is 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. 1 upon under root 1 minus 2x square minus 1 whole square into 2. So I can say this is always positive. So function is increasing function. If function is increasing function, what is the range of fx? The minimum value is 0. Put 0. Sine inverse 0, 0. Sine inverse minus 1, which is pi by 2. So pi minus pi by 2 is pi by 2. 2. If I put 1, what I will get here? Sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. Here I will get 1, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi, pi plus pi, 2 pi. So this is the part of RHS. Tell me the LHS also. LHS is nothing but cos inverse fx. Cos, what is the range of this? 0 to pi means first coordinate 0 to pi by 2. They said cos inverse x belongs to f of x. Basically, what is the meaning of the question? I am finding the range of this function. This value says that the value should be less than pi by 2, right? The value should be less than pi by 2. This value says that the value will be more than pi by 2. If the value is less than pi by 2, the value is more than pi by 2 when they are same. They will be same only when LHS is also pi by 2, RHS is also pi by 2. So this particular value should be pi by 2. Answer will be x will be 0. Only one value we got, what they are, sum of all the values, we got one value, so sum of all the value is going to be 0. So 0 is the answer of this question. We did a range method. We find the LHS range as well as the RHS range. I know this is the increasing function, so minimum value and the maximum value at this point. So moving on to the next question, which is based on limit. Find the minimum value of p such that limit extending to 0 plus x upon GIF symbol is there, right? This bracket is nothing but the GIF symbol. This value is greater than 1. So there are lots of values of p are possible, but they are asking the minimum values of p. So can I say that this is written nothing but limit extending to 0 plus x summation of r by x, right? R is from where to? 1 to p. X we can send inside also. Minus x square summation of 1 square, 2 square, right? 3 square, something like that. Pattern is, maybe it is p square, you can check here. R square upon x square, greater than 1. I started from 1 to, I can say 3. Okay. Because the last term is nothing but 3 square, right? So what is the property? Can I write GIF of x as x minus fractional part of x? We will use that property here. So can I say that limit x tending to 0? X we can send inside the summation also. So summation of r from 1 to r will be p x into r by x minus fractional part of r by x minus summation r is from 1 to 3 x square r square upon x square minus x square fractional part of r square upon x square, which is greater than 1, right? If I multiply, I will get summation of r minus x summation of r by x minus, again multiply here, r square minus x square fractional part of r square upon x square. Why we convert in the fractional part? Because if you notice limit is given extending to 0. If I put 0, what is going to be happen here? 0 fractional part is always from 0 to 1 or not. So 0 into any finite value is always 0. So this term will be going to be 0. 0 into this is finite value. That finite value we can't find, but it is always a finite value between 0 to 1. So 0 into finite value is going to be 0. What is summation of r square? I think it will be 9 square, not 9. So it will be 9 here, 9 here, and 9 here. Summation of this formula is 9 into 11 into, just check what is it is, 9 or 3, 21. Let us solve by only 9. Whatever the question. This will be 3, this will be 3, this will be 3. I can say r square, summation of r square, 3 into 4 into 7 by 6. summation of r from 1 to p. So p into p plus 1 by 2 is greater than 1. Just check it is 9 or 9 square. Based on that you can get the answer. If it is only 9, it means it is 3 square. I will get 3 here, 3 into 4 into 7 by 6. If it is 9 square, then it will be 9, and you can use the formula n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. 9 into 10 into 19 by 6, okay? So you can solve this problem also. After that, this is normal quadratic equation, you can find the value of p. So moving on the next question, it is based on the 3D lines. L1 is given, L2 is given, let the line L3 perpendicular to L1 and L2, and L3 intersect the line L1 at the point. Okay, two lines are given, L1 and L2. There is one line which is L3, which is perpendicular to both. This is L3. L3 intersect at P and Q. P point is given as alpha, beta, gamma. Basically, we have to find the value of alpha, beta, gamma, right? So, can I assume the parametric point for L1? What is parametric point for L1? 1 plus lambda, 2 minus, assume is equal to lambda, minus lambda, 1 plus 2 lambda, right? Parametric point for this, minus 1 minus lambda, 2 plus 2, not lambda, I will assume as mu. Minus 1 minus mu, 2 plus 2 mu, plus comma mu. We got the parametric points of these. Can I get the parametric point of this? How to get the dr of this line? If 2 points are given, can I get the dr? 1 plus lambda minus of minus 1 plus minus mu. So it is going to be 2, 1 minus 1, that is 2, plus lambda plus mu. 2 minus 2, that is going to be 0, minus lambda minus 2 mu. 1 plus 2 lambda minus mu. Check the dr. The dr of the line L3. Now they mention that L3 is perpendicular to L1 also, L3 is perpendicular to L2 also. So can I say that L3 dot L1 is 0? It means their dot product of their dr will be 0. What is the dr of L1? 1 minus 1, 2. So multiply 1 minus 1, 2 here. So I will get, if I multiply 2 plus lambda plus mu, multiply minus 1, so I will get lambda plus 2 mu, multiply 2, I will get 2, 1 plus 2 lambda minus mu. That is going to be 0. From here we can simplify 2 plus 2 is going to be 4 plus lambda plus 4 lambda, that is going to be 6 lambda, mu plus mu 3 mu minus 2 mu is 0, right? I will get 2 plus 2, that is 4, right? Also L3 is perpendicular to L2. So what is L2 given? Minus 1, 2, 1 dr. Multiply minus 1 here. Minus 2 minus lambda minus mu. Multiply 2. Minus 2 lambda minus 4 mu. Multiply 1. So it is little bit calculative. You just have to find the value of lambda and mu. From here you can say minus 2 minus 1, that is minus 1, minus lambda, minus 2 lambda cancel out, minus lambda, minus 5 lambda, minus 6 mu. So just solve the calculation. I have two equations, two unknown, I will get the value of lambda. whatever the value of lambda you will get, that point is given as alpha, beta, gamma. So put the lambda here, you will get the value of alpha, you will get the value of beta, you will get the value of gamma. The value you have to put here. A little bit calculative questions, you can't solve this question within the 5 minutes, I can say, because the value of lambda is going to be complicated. It will be some radical values, right? So if you solve this value, the value is going to be 25. If you solve modulus of 5 alpha minus 11 beta minus 8 lambda, whatever the value of lambda you will get, you will put here, and the value of alpha, beta, gamma you can put here. Answer is going to be nothing but the 25. So moving on the next question, which is going to be the last question of this session. Then the chemistry ma'am will discuss the questions. Consider the word math. The word math is given. I have to make a 6-letter words. Right now it is 5-letter. I have to make a 6-letter word. Can be formed using the letters of the word maths, such that each letter can be used at most 2 times. So any of the letter we can use at most 2 times. Either we can use 1 time, either we cannot use also. So we will make few cases. What are the cases? Out of these 5 numbers, I will take 1 number that I will repeat, and remaining numbers is 1 time. Out of 5 number, I will take 1 number which is going to be repeat, remaining all 1 times. So in how many ways we can arrange them? Factorial 6 upon factorial 2. Case 2. Maybe 2 letters are going to be repeat because at most 2 times they mention. So M, M, A, A. It means out of 5, I have to select 2 words which is going to be repeat itself. How many places are left? 2 places are left. They should be a distinct numbers. M and A is already finished. 3 numbers are left. Out of 3 numbers, select any 2 numbers and rearrange it. Maybe it is T or S. In how many ways we can arrange? This is repeating, right? Factorial 6 upon factorial 2, factorial 2. Case 3. Maybe the M is also repeating, A is also repeating, as well as T is also repeating. Out of 5 letters, 3 letters are repeating itself. So out of 5 letters, I will select 3 letters. The selection process is nothing but NCR, 5C3. That is going to be repeated. So factorial 6 upon factorial 2 because of the M, factorial 2 because of the A, factorial 2 because of the T. So normal, you can open this particular value. This is 5. Factorial 6 is 720. 720 by 2. This is 360. You can easily multiply and add all of them. Answer case 1 plus case 2 plus case 3 is going to be your answer. So this is all about the math. Now the remaining question will be discussed by the ma'am.
Hello, my dear student. How is your exam? I am hoping that your exam went well. Now we will discuss the questions of the chemistry. So let's see the first question that we got. The first question is from the organic. What the what is the reagent that they have given? That is zinc, Hg and HCl. So what we have to do, that we know that this is the reaction called as Clemmensen reduction. So which part are going to reduce? It is going to reduce this ketonic part, and it is going to convert into the alkane. Okay. Now the second thing is that here they have mentioned the HCl. What is the reagent there? HCl. So what will happen here? Here you will see that here there is ester group, and we know that this ester is an acid sensitive group. So from HCl, the Cl is going to attack, this Cl is going to attack here, and substitution reaction will occur. So what will be the product? The product is going to be the first one. First, what is happening? That this ZnHg is going to reduce this ketonic portion into the alkane, and here substitution reaction is done by the Cl, as ester is an acid sensitive group. Let's do the next question. What is the next question here? That here they have given the reaction of the chromite ore with Na2CO3 and O2. An insoluble product containing Fe is going to form, and what they have asked the molar mass of the product that is containing Fe. Okay. So first we need to know the reaction. So what is basically chromite ore? We all know that is FeCr2O4. Okay. And I am reacting with sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3. Na2CO3 plus O2. What will be the reaction? What will be the resultant that will happen? That is going to be Na2Cr O4 and Fe2O3 iron oxide is going to form, and CO2 gas is going to evolve. Now what they have mentioned here, that an insoluble product containing Fe is going to form. This sodium chromate is going to be soluble. What we have to consider, that here there is water. Okay. So this sodium chromate is going to be soluble, but this iron oxide is going to be insoluble in the water. We have to tell the molar mass of this iron oxide. They have mentioned the masses of iron and oxygen. So we have to find out the molar mass of Fe2O3. Okay, that is very easy. So how many Fe we have? 2. Okay, so 2 multiplied by 56 plus 16 multiplied by 3. We have 3 oxygen here. So it will be 112 plus 48, that will be 160. Okay. So what is the answer here? That is 160 gram per mole. Let's see the next question. Okay. So this question is from the chemical kinetics. What they have asked, that you have to tell the order of the reaction. Okay. Here they have given the complex reaction. In the first step, this reaction is happening in the 3 step. Now what we know, that how we are going to determine the order of the reaction? We know that it is going to determine by the slowest step. So first we need to see that which one is the slowest step. Okay. So if you see, step 2 is going to be the slowest step here. So first I am going to write the rate of the reaction. So what will be the rate of the reaction? We all know that rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant. So what I can write here, that rate is directly proportional to concentration of the reactant of the slowest step. What is the reactant here? That is C. Okay. So rate is directly proportional to concentration of C. What I can write here? That when I am going to remove the proportionality sign, rate will be K concentration of the C. Now what you will see here, that this C is coming in the product side as well as, so I can't take this C. I have to substitute in terms of A and B. Okay. Now the first reaction is in equilibrium. So how I can write K equilibrium? That K equilibrium will be concentration of the product divided by concentration of the reactant, means concentration of A and B. Okay. Now how I can write concentration of C? That will be K equilibrium multiplied by concentration of A and concentration of B. Now what I can do, that I can put this value of concentration of C in this reaction, in this equation. Okay. So rate equals to K, okay, multiplied by K equilibrium concentration of A and concentration of B. Okay. What I can write here, that constant multiplied by constant will be a new constant. I am taking it as K1 then concentration of A and concentration of B. Now what we know that what is basically order of the reaction? That sum of the power, okay? What is the power here? Here power is 1. What is the power here? That is 1. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. So what is the order of the reaction? That is second order reaction. Which will be the correct answer? That is third year. Now a very simple question from the organic, okay? In the first class we read this. What is that? That calculate the total number of sigma and pi bond in the given molecule. What you have to calculate? The number of sigma bond and pi bond. Now one thing is that they have mentioned the bond line structure. So don't forget to add the hydrogen, okay? So firstly we are going to make the compound. There is pi bond, then a single bond, then double bond, then single bond, and then there is a triple bond, okay? Now here how many bonds carbon is forming? 1, 2. So rest 2 are going to be hydrogen. Here how many bond it is forming? 3. So this one is going to be hydrogen. Here also there will be hydrogen, 1, 2, 3. So here also there will be hydrogen. Don't add hydrogen here, okay? Already 4 bonds are there. Here how many bonds are there? This carbon is making 1, 2, 3. So next one is going to be the hydrogen. Now I have to count the number of sigma bond and pi bond. So first form bond is going to be the sigma bond, okay? So how many sigma bonds are there? Let's count it. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, okay? So total we have 11 sigma bonds here, okay? So how many sigma bond do we have here? That is 11. Number of sigma bond is 11. Now how many number of pi bond is there? If you see, if this is sigma, next two are going to be the pi bond. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So number of pi bond is going to be 4 here. Very simple question, okay? Now next one is, which of the following is animal starch? This question is directly from your NCERT. We all know that amylopectin, amylose and lactose, these all are going to be the plant starch. Which is going to be the animal starch? That is glycogen. Very simple question. Let's move to the next question. What you have to tell? You have to tell the correct order of CFSE. Means you have to tell the order of crystal field splitting energy. Now this type of question is asked in previous shift as well as. But this question is much more easier than the before, okay? Here what they have mentioned that the ligand that they have taken is same. So what we have to consider, when we take the same ligand, we know that CFSE, that is crystal field splitting energy, is directly proportional to magnitude of positive charge, okay? What is the first concept we know about this? That CFS is directly proportional to magnitude of positive charge on the metal atom, okay? Now the second one, we know that CFS is inversely proportional to size. If size is going to be small, the CFS is going to be large, okay? Now first thing, how we are going to differentiate this? First we are going to find out the magnitude of charge here, okay, oxidation number here. So if you see the first one, what is the oxidation number here? Cyanide we know -1, okay. So we can, what will be there? There will be +2. We can simply find out MnCN6 power -4. What I can do here? That will be X plus, cyanide is -1, so -6 equals to -4. This -6 will went this side and X will be +2, okay? So in the same way you are going to find out the oxidation state here on the metal charge. So here Fe is also going to be +2. When you are going to find out the oxidation state of this is also going to be, actually what is there? There is -3, okay? This is 3 minus. So it is going to be +3. And here it is also going to be +3. So what we know that definitely 3 and 4 are going to have greater CFSE in comparison to first and second. So what we know that 3 and 4 is going to have greater CFSE in comparison to 1 and 2, okay? Now I need to compare between 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. How I will compare? By the size. Whose size is smaller? We know that cobalt size is smaller than the Fe, okay? So 4 is going to be greater than 3. Here we know that iron size is going to be smaller than the manganese. So after this 2 is going to come and then 1. So what is the correct answer? That is the second one. Let's see the next question. Okay. So next question is, this is the statement type of question. First statement that they have given, the correct order of ionic radii for magnesium 2 positive, Na positive, O2 negative and F negative is this. That F negative, then O2 negative, then Na positive and Mg2 positive. What you will notice here, that these all are the isoelectronic species, okay? And what we know about the isoelectronic species, that ionic radii, or you can say size. So ionic radii is directly proportional to magnitude of negative charge. More will be the negative charge, more will be the electronic repulsion, more will be the size, okay? So magnitude of negative charge, okay? Now what we know, that ionic radii is inversely proportional to magnitude of positive charge. If positive charge is going to be more, what we know, that Z effective is going to be more. And if Z effective is going to be more, size is going to be less. Okay, so where the negative charge is maximum? In the case of O2 minus. So O2 minus ionic radii is going to be the maximum. Then what is going to come? F negative. Then Na positive. Then Mg2 positive. Okay, so the first statement is going to be wrong here, because what they have given, that F negative is going to have the greater size in comparison to O2 negative. So first statement is going to be the wrong one. Let's see the next statement, that correct order of magnitude of electron gain enthalpy. What you have to tell here, that electron gain enthalpy order. First 17th group follows order, chlorine, then fluorine, then bromine, and then iodine. Okay, so we know that as we move down the group, electron gain enthalpy is going to decrease. But what you have to see here, that when we compare between chlorine and fluorine, we know the size of fluorine is very small. Due to the size of fluorine, small size of fluorine, there will be inter-electronic repulsion. Okay, so electron gain enthalpy is going to be less. Its tendency to take the electron is going to be less. So this one is the correct statement. So which one is the option? That where the statement 1 is correct, the statement 1 is incorrect and the statement 2 is the correct one. So fourth is the option, correct option here. Let's see the next one, okay? So this question is from your coordination chemistry. What we have to tell? We have to tell the hybridization here. So first information what we need to know, that we need to know that which type of ligands are there, and we need to know the electronic configuration. If we know that which type of ligands are there, it is easier for you to understand this question, okay? So let's do the first one. What is there? That CO, ligand is oxalate 3, and here we have 3 negative, okay? So first what we do in this type of question, that we find the oxidation state, that is over the CO. Oxalate is bidentate ligand, and what is the charge here? That is -2. So what is will be cobalt? Cobalt is +3, okay? Now what is the atomic number of cobalt, okay? That is 27. So if I talk about the electronic configuration of cobalt, for cobalt it will be 4s2 3d7. Now if I talk about CO plus 3, how many electron I have to remove? I have to remove the 3 electron. So for CO plus 3, what I can write, that will be 4s0 3d6. First I will remove the electron from 4s and then from the 3d. So it is 4s0 3d6. Now I will make 3d orbital here, okay? So in 3d I will have 5, then there will be 4s, then here there will be 4p, okay? Now how many electron we have? We have 6 electron. So first I will fill 5 and then the 6th one. Okay. Now what is the reagent? That is oxalate. We know that oxalate is a strong field ligand. So it is going to do the pairing. So this electron is going to paired here and this electron is going to pair here. So how many orbitals that are vacant? So I will get 2 orbitals from here, 1 from this and 3 from this. This one is 4p. Oxalate is bidentate. So total if we have 3 oxalate, how many bond it will form? 6 bonds, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the hybridization? That is going to be D2sp3. So for the first one, that is A, I am getting the second option, okay? So second I am getting in the second and the fourth one. Let's do the next one, that is Fe F6 3 minus. I know that how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. I know this fluorine, this F is going to be weak field ligand. So definitely it is going to form the sp3 D2 hybridization. Here pairing is not going to occur. So for the B1, it is going to be the first one, okay? So B is the first. Let's see the C. That is Ni is carbon monoxide there and we have 4. Now what we know that it is a neutral ligand. I will do here. This is D2sp3. This one is sp3d2. So I have NiCO4, okay? Now nickel, what is the atomic number? That is 28. It is a neutral, okay? So nickel is neutral here. 28 means it will be 4s2 3d8. So what we have? We have 3d8. This is 3d. This one is going to be 4s. In 4s we have also electron. I will fill later. Then we have 4p and then we have 4d, okay? 4p and this is 4d, okay. Now let's do. How many electrons are there? In D we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. In S we have 2. Now we know that this carbon monoxide is going to be strong field ligand. So here what we will do? That here pairing is going to done. One electron is going to pair with this electron and one electron is going to pair with this. So this s orbital is going to be vacant. Now this is monodentate ligand. How many bond it is going to form with the nickel? That is 4. So what will be the hybridization? That is sp3. So for the C1, what is the hybridization? That is 4th, okay? So this one is going to be the dsp2. So what will be the answer? That is for first, we have the second. For B, we have the first. For C, we have the fourth, okay? And D, we have the third. So fourth one is going to be the correct answer here. Now, let's do the next question. What you have to do here, you have to find the van 't Hoff factor. And what they have given, that 30% of A to B is going to be dissociated. So if 30% is only dissociated, I can find out the alpha here, okay? So what is the value of the alpha that I can find? That for this reaction, alpha is going to be 0.3. Now what they have asked the van 't Hoff factor. First, A to B is going to dissociated, okay? So A to B is going to dissociate into, I know that 2A positive, I'll write, and it will be B negative. Now when the reaction is not started, so what it will be, I am taking concentration as C, okay? What I can write here, at this point it will be 0 and 0. After some time it will be C minus C alpha and C alpha, okay? Now what is basically van 't Hoff factor? That number of molecules after dissociation divided by number of molecule that we have initially taken, okay? So I will be number of molecule after dissociation. These are the molecules which is after dissociation, so that will be C minus C alpha, okay? This one is going to be 2 C alpha. Here is stoichiometry is 2, okay? So 2 C alpha plus C alpha divided by initially how many molecules I have taken, that is C only, okay? So this will be C. When I am going to solve it, what I will get, that this one is going to cancel, so it will be C plus 2C alpha divided by C. I can take the C as common, so what it will be? It will be 1 plus 2 alpha. Now we know the value of alpha. What they have mentioned here, that only 30% is going to be dissociated. So what will be the alpha degree of dissociation, that is 0.3. So I will put alpha as 0.3. So what will be the answer? That is 1.6. Where is 1.6? This first one. Let's see the next question. Okay. So we have done the question. Now I am going to invite our physics faculty so to continue.
Hello everyone. So now let's start the few problems of physics as well, right? Okay. So Mohit sir has discussed the few problems. Now we will take the few problems that we have got from the student. That is memory based, right? So let's see here. Let's see the problem one over here. In this one, if we are observing, this is from the EMF, and infinite solid cylindrical wire of radius r carries a current I uniformly distributed along its area, right? Okay, I mean, if you are just observing its cross-sectional area, so current is uniformly distributed to its area, and the distance from the center where the magnetic field is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi r, right? So they are asking what's the distance from the center. If you have remembered the graph of this one, so let's see here. If we are observing to this one, at the surface magnetic field is equals to mu naught I by it's 2 pi r at the surface over here, right? But they are asking mu naught I by 4 pi r. So mu naught I by 4 pi r will be here, right? Somewhere. So there are 2 points we are getting. One is inside the cylinder and another is outside the cylindrical wire, right? So if we are considering both the cases, then let's see what will be the result over here. If we are writing the B inside, what's the formula for B inside? It's mu naught I by 2 pi r square into r for inside. If you don't know this one, it's not a big deal. You can do with the 2b into 2 pi r, that is equals to mu naught times of the current, that is I by pi r square into area is what? Pi r square, right? And by here you will get it. So this is the formula for magnetic field. Now in this one, if you are observing, we are equating this is equals to mu naught I by this is 4 pi r, right? So what's the value of r we have? We are getting r is equals to r by 2, okay? For outside, I think we don't need to calculate for outside because r by 2 is given in the option, right? But if you want to see, you can say what is the for outside? Outside it's mu naught I by it's 2 pi r, right? So for outside, if we are equating this one, you will get r is equals to 2r, right? You will get r is equals to 2r. So r equals to 2r option is not available. So one option is correct, that is what? R by 2, right? Okay, now let's move on the next problem we have. Okay, this is the problem from the Pascal's law. In a hydraulic lift, the two sides have the area A1 and it's a hydraulic lift, simply you can draw like this, okay? So this is the hydraulic lift, we have the area is given like this is A1 and A2. So you know, this is the enclosed fluid we have, so pressure will be equally distributed in this, right? So if we are applying the F1 over here, then what's the force is here? That is F2. So pressure will be equally distributed. So we can say the F1 by A1 is equals to what? F2 by A2 over here. So what they are saying to us, the A1 is, what is the F1 we have? F1 is given as 100 Newton. So this is 100, A1 is given as 25, that is equals to F2 by A2 is given as 100, right? I'm not changing the units because units will be cancelled out over here. So this is 4, so you can observe the F2 is equals to 400 Newton, right? So they have said it's x Newton. What is the value of x? So x is equals to, x is equals to 400 we have, right? Now let's move on the next one. If we are moving on the next one, this is the problem from the heat we have. 500 joule of heat was supplied to 0.5 mole of the monatomic gas at constant pressure. If the initial temperature of the gas was 27 degrees centigrade, then calculate the change in internal energy and change in temperature they are asking, right, in this process. So if we are just writing the delta Q at constant pressure, so that is delta Q equals to N Cp delta T, we all know, right? So what is the change in internal energy delta U? This is NCV delta T. We all are familiar with this. Let's divide it. So you know it will be delta Q by delta U is equals to Cp by Cv over here, right? So what is the delta U we have? Delta U is Cv by Cp into this is what? Delta Q. So what is the Cp by Cv by Cp for this? It's a monoatomic, so you know Cp by Cv is equals to 5 by 3. We have to put the Cv by Cp, so it will be reversed. So this is 3 by 5 and it's given as 500. So the answer is 300 joule we have. This is the change in internal energy, right? So change in internal energy is 300 joule. So we have only one option correct, so you don't need to calculate for temperature. If you want to calculate for temperature, you can simply apply delta Q equals to N Cp delta T. So you know Cp for that monoatomic and N is given, delta Q is given. You can find delta T if you want, but there is no need in this question, right? Because only one option is given, 300 joule. Now let's move on the next one. Okay, this is the problem from the electrostatics. What they are saying in this one, if electric dipole of the dipole moment P is placed in electric field E with P parallel to E, that's we have drawn a roughly figure over here. It is slightly rotated. Slightly means the angle is very small. So when we all did this problem in the classroom, if we slightly displace the dipole from its equilibrium position, so it is start oscillating over here, right? So what is the time period of that one? If you have, remember, it's good. Otherwise we can do it. What's the tau we have? Tau is Pe sine theta over here, right? If we are taking it with the direction, so theta will be opposite to torque. Tau is what? Tau is I alpha, so I alpha is equals to minus P, you know, for SHM. I mean, if we are taking oscillation and SHM, for time period theta is very small, so sine theta is equals to what? Theta, right? So in this one you can say alpha is equals to minus Pe by I into theta, right? So let's compare with the alpha equals to minus omega square theta, so you will get omega equals to root over Pe by I. What's the time period we have? It's 2 pi by omega, so it will be 2 pi I by Pe root over, right? So this is the result we have. So you can just see which option is correct for this one. So fourth one is correct, right? I by Pe. Now let's move on the next one. Okay, so they have asked about the time period, right? Now let's move on the next one. Negative potential is required to stop the photoelectron. You know about this one, right? It's basically from photoelectric effect, you know, if we are negative potential, they wants to say like this one is at lower and this one is at higher, right? So negative potential when we are applying, then the electron will be stopped. That is known as a stopping potential, right? If we are moving on the next one, speed of electron decreases when negative potential is applied. It's correct. When we apply the negative potential, then speed on this electron, the forces start acting opposite to the electric field, then it will be slow down. So both the options are correct, right? So assertion is correct as well as reason is correct. So second option is correct for this, right? Okay, now let's move on the next one. This is the basic problem given from the electrostatics. Electric field inside the spherical cell, we all know, if we are considering the spherical cell, charge is outside, right? So if charge is outside over here, so what is the electric field inside to this one? 0. So I think first one is related to the third, right? Okay, now let's move on the next one. Electric field just outside the spherical cell. Electric field just outside the spherical cell is what? Sigma by epsilon naught. So this one is related to second. Next one is electric field inside the charge parallel plate capacitor. So you have, remember, if we have two plate plus sigma minus sigma, so sigma by 2 epsilon naught, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So it's a sigma by epsilon naught we have. So this is also related to the second. Electric field of infinite charge state, that is equals to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. We all are familiar with this one, right? So this is related to the first one. Let's see which option is correct. So A is related to the third, B is related to second, and C is also related to second. So these two options are matching, and D is related to 1. So the second option is correct with this, right? Okay, now let's move on the next one. Okay, this is the problem from thermodynamics. In adiabatic process of closed system, the work done by the gas depends explicitly on the change in volume, change in pressure, change in temperature, change in nature. Okay. So if we are writing the first law of thermodynamics, delta Q equals to delta U plus work done, right? So adiabatic process, so this is 0, so work done equals to minus delta U. What we know about the delta U, this is N CV delta T. So you can say it depends upon the delta T over here, that is change in temperature. So this option is correct for this one, right? Okay. Now let's move on the next one. So we have to find the component of torque about origin in the z direction when force F acts at A. Okay, so this is the point where the force is acting. We have to find the torque, I mean magnitude of torque about origin. So what is the position vector we have? You can simply say this is the I cap plus J cap plus K cap over here. Force is given, so torque is R cross F. So what's the result we have? This is I cap, J cap, K cap over here, this is 1, 1, 1, and what for the force? It's 1, minus 1 and 1. So we have to find the Z component, means this one we have to find the K cap. So minus 1 into 1, minus 1, minus 1 into 1 is 1. So that is equals to minus 2 K cap we have. So they are asking magnitude, so the magnitude will be 2, right? Okay. Now let's move on the next one. This is the next problem we have from the vertical circle. What they are asking to this one, a particle is able to complete the vertical circular motion with a speed n root over zr at the topmost point. Find the ratio of kinetic energy at bottom and kinetic energy at top, right? So in this one, what we'll do over here, just take a reference point over here. This is the bottom point and this is the top point we have. So can we take an energy conservation over here? If we are taking energy conservation between this point to this point, so let's take a reference line over here. So potential energy is 0 at this point, right? So can we write kinetic energy at the bottom plus 0 equals to kinetic energy at the top plus potential energy is mgHs is what? 2r, right? So in this one, let's divide with the k at the top. So kinetic energy at bottom, kinetic energy at top is equals to 1 plus mg into 2r by kinetic energy at top. So kinetic energy at bottom by kinetic energy at top is equals to 1 plus, this is mg into 2r by, this is kinetic energy at top is half mv square. What's the v is given? It's n square into zr we have, right? So you can say z will be cancelled out with the z, m will be cancelled out with the m, r will be cancelled out with the r. So this result is 1 plus 4 by n square, that is equals to n square plus 4 by n square, right? So this is the answer we have. So you can just see this is the correct option we have, right? Okay. So okay everyone, we did it. Now the Anand sir will come and he will explain you some problems of chemistry, right? Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back again. I am Anand Kumar. So now we got some more question of the chemistry parts. So let's discuss the chemistry parts. As you can see, the first question what we got here is from electrochemistry. It's a very simple equation they have asked. They have asked you to find out the Nernst equation for the given cell. So what we have to do, just a simple, I don't think it will take more than 1 minute for you also. So if you see, what we can do, we can write the balance equation here. So it will become mg ag plus 2ag plus will convert into mg plus 2 to 2ag. These are in solid part. So the E cell of this reaction will become what? E cell of this reaction will become E naught of cell minus RT upon RT upon NF, NF and Ln, Ln, and after that what we will write? At anode upon cathode or oxidized upon reduced. So oxidized part Mg plus 2 and reduced part is Ag plus. And if you see we are having 2 Ag, so it will come square here. So this is going to be your final answer here. And which one is matching? So option number 1 will be the correct option. Option number 1 will be the correct option. Very easy question. Moving forward to the next question, again from the memory based type, you need to remember this order. So many times we have discussed in the classroom also. So what they have asked here, correct order of melting point of D block elements. Osmium and rhenium. If you see osmium and rhenium, osmium is having lesser than rhenium. Osmium is having what? Lesser than rhenium. So this option is incorrect. Tantalum and tungsten. Tantalum and tungsten. This is tantalum and tungsten. Tungsten is having highest. So this option is also incorrect. Now iron and manganese. Manganese, iron. So iron is having greater. This option is correct. Again technetium and ruthenium. Ruthenium is having higher melting point. So third option is going to be your correct option here. Third option will be the correct option based on the number of unpaired electron we can say and the size. Now moving forward to the next question. In the next question again they have asked a good question here. Moderate level we can say here. So in the first step what will happen, what we are having, CrO3 and XS, this is an oxidizing agent where primary alcohol will convert into aldehyde and secondary alcohol will convert into ketone. So what we will get in the first step, we will get this side ketone and this side we will get aldehyde. After that what we are having glycol in presence of dry HCl. It will do what? It will do protection. It will do protection of ketonic carbonyl group. Protection of carbonyl group. And we know CHO is more reactive than ketone part, aldehyde is more reactive than ketone. That means which one will undergo protection? This CHO part will undergo protection. So this product will form double bond O, HOO, and this side ring will form protected. What we did here? We protected the aldehydic group. Next step में what we are having? CH3MgBr. So it will attack on ketone. It will attack on CH3MgBr. It will attack on ketone at this part and it will convert into tertiary alcohol. So O negative, MgBr this side, CH3 and this side, same protected aldehyde group. In the next step what they have taken, H3O plus. In presence of H3O plus, this will convert into alcohol and this will convert into aldehyde. So here it will come OH and CH3. This side aldehyde group will come. Later on what we are having, NaBH4 and H2O. Reduction of aldehydic group. Reduction of aldehydic group will take place. NaBH4 and H2O. This part will convert into alcohol, primary alcohol. OH and CH3. This side OH. This is your final answer D. Now what they have given? They have given 0.1 mole. This one is given 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole. Weight upon molecular mass 0.1 mole. So weight will be what? Weight will be 0.1 into molecular mass. So molecular mass of this compound will be, molecular weight of this compound will come 130 gram per mole. 130 gram per mole. 130 gram per mole. So the answer will be 13 gram. Answer will be 13 gram. So we can say here it is a type of moderate to difficult level question. Now moving forward to the next question. In the next question again an easy question. They have simply asked you to find out nucleophile. Nucleophile means there must be lone pair or we can say pi electron should be there. Pi electron or lone pair. You just need to check that. So if you see here, sulfur is having lone pair, so it will act like nucleophile. OH negative is there. OH negative, negative charge is there, so it is also having lone pair. CH2, pi bond is there. Pi bond is there. It can also do what? It can also act like nucleophile. This side again, lone pair is also there and pi bond. So it will also act like nucleophile. Pi bond and lone pair. So lone pair through, it will act like nucleophile. Lone pair act like nucleophile. Only H3O plus is not going to act like nucleophile. Neither electrophile nor nucleophile. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 will be the correct answer here. Now moving forward to the next question. In the next question, again an easy question. Simply lambda m is directly proportional to square root of concentration. So if you remember, the molar conductance is inversely proportional to concentration. If the concentration is decreasing, molar conductance will increase. So what they are saying, lambda m is directly proportional to the square root of C. For an electrolyte, the molar conductance for the same electrolyte at infinite dilution source. So I think there may be some kind of change also in this question. So you should wait for the exact question from the NTA. But if they are asking for strong electrolyte, so in the case of strong electrolyte, when we are going from lambda m to lambda infinity at infinite dilution, the only change will be what? Slight increase will be there. Okay? Small increase will be there in the lambda m value, molar conductance at infinite conductance. In the case of strong electrolyte, if we are having what? Weak electrolyte. In the case of weak electrolyte, sudden jump will be there. Now moving forward to the next question. In the next question, what they have asked, again an easy question. Repeatedly they are asking the same conceptual question. Which of the following ion is having what? Strongest oxidizing agent. The strongest oxidizing agent, how we can check? Based on the SRP value. More positive. If positive charge increases, positive values are increasing, then oxidizing power will also increase. If negative values are increasing, then reducing power will increase. So what they have asked, oxidizing agent. That means E naught SRP value should be in positive. First one negative, then again positive 0.34, 1.8 minus 1.24. So which one is having highest? 1.8 volt. So this one will be strongest oxidizing agent. So here it is +4. So PV +4. Option number 4. Option number 4 will be the correct answer here. Now moving forward to the next question. In the next question, again, from periodic table, periodic classification, given ionization enthalpy of an element is 300 kilojoule. Ionization energy they have given 300 kilojoule per mole. And electron gain enthalpy they have given. Electron gain enthalpy of multiple element they have given. For A they have given minus 320, and B they have given minus 340 kilojoule. C they have given 200 kilojoule per mole, and D they have given minus 250 kilojoule per mole. They have given this. So in such cases, what you have to do? In such cases, you need to check if delta HEG, electron gain enthalpy, more negative, higher in the negative value, that means it is going to accept the electron very easily and it will form ionic character or ionic compound more easily. So what they are asking, ionic nature of the compound. So ionic nature of the compounds here, how we will check? So based on the negative magnitude. So which one is having highest? Second one. B is having highest. EB. After that A, EA, then ED, then EC, BADC, BADC. So option number 4. Option number 4 will be the correct answer here. Moving forward to the next question. Again, in the next question, from the chemical equilibrium, if P is the total pressure at equilibrium, okay, this one will come here. Is equilibrium constant, then alpha in terms of Kp and P will be what? So what they have given? A2B, A2 gas plus half B2 gas. So initially P naught 0, 0 we can say P naught minus P naught alpha. This side P naught alpha by 2. So how much it will come? PT is equal to P naught minus P naught alpha plus P naught alpha by 2. This one cancel. So PT is equal to P naught 1 plus alpha by 2. This will be the equation. And what they have given? For this equation, they have also given alpha is less than 1. Alpha is less than 1. That means we can say Pt is also equal to P naught. From here it will come Pt is equal to P naught. Pt is equal to P naught. Now we can write Kp. So Kp will be pressure of this one, pressure of A2 into pressure of B2 to the power 1 by 2 divided by pressure of A2B. So pressure of A2 will be P naught alpha into P naught alpha by 2 to the power 1 by 2 divided by P naught 1 minus alpha, 1 minus alpha. So 1 minus alpha will become 1 as alpha is given what? Alpha is given very less. Alpha is given very less. So P naught will be cancelled. So Kp will be equal to P naught by 2 and this side alpha to the power 3 by 2. Now alpha to the power 3 by 2 is equal to Kp, this side 2 by P naught 1 by 2. Now make it square. So alpha to the power cube is equal to Kp square 2 upon P naught ko we can write Pt. So alpha is equal to Kp square 2 divided by Pt 1 by 3. So which option will come? Option number 4. So this is all what we got in the chemistry part. Now we are going to have some problem with the physics, and now NJB sir will join you and he will discuss physics problem and also give you analysis part. Thank you.
Well, hi everyone. So now we are going to do physics paper analysis for today's morning shift. Total, we have received 22 questions. So based on the information, I'm going to give you the analysis of how was today's paper. First, we are going to discuss the problems from the 11th class portion. If you look at the problems from 11th class portion, we got two problems from units and dimensions, and both of these problems were related to dimensions only. And both of them were extremely easy. In one of the problem, we just have to use principle of homogeneity. In another problem, we have to find out the dimensions of two physical quantities. There were four options basically, which two physical quantities share the same dimensional formula. So that was also extremely easy. Now next question that we got from projectile motion, it was also very easy. Now in this question of projectile motion, it was related to the complementary angles. We know that when we project any projectile at complementary angles, the range are going to be same. However, they asked us information related to their heights. So that was also extremely easy. And then we got first one question from relative motion, and in fact this is the first question that we got from relative motion so far. So if you look at all the papers in this session which were held, this is the first time that we got a question from relative motion. So people are very much scared about relative motion. So only one question they have asked. Now in this question it was related to river boat, but not exactly from river boat. So simple concepts from river boat we have to use, and we have it was basically clubbed with the projectile motion only. So projectile motion was clubbed with relative motion. However, the question still remained easy. Now next question that we got was from circular motion, and it was a very standard problem. It was related to vertical circular motion, and we have to find out kinetic energy. In fact, we have to find out the ratio of the kinetic energy at two different points. And then we got one question from center of mass, COLM, and collision, and in fact it was related to collision. Again, this is the first question we got from collision so far. If you look at all the papers, no paper was there where a question was there from collision. So this was the first time that we got a question from collision. It was a pendulum which was released from its extreme position and it hits another particle in its bottommost point, and the collision was elastic collision. And that question was also very easy. However, since it involves multiple concepts, so we kept it into medium category. Now then we got one question from rigid body dynamics. It was again extremely easy question. We just have to find torque of a force about a point. So force was given, the position vector of the point of application of force was given. So that is an easy problem. Now next question that we got was from gravitation, and it was related to the variation of acceleration due to gravity at some height. So when you take a simple pendulum to some height, what will happen to the time period of it? So that was an easy problem. Now next question that we got was from fluid mechanics. Now within fluid mechanics, this question was related to the hydraulic lift. Now this is again a very standard problem in a hydraulic lift. You know what is the force that you are applying and the cross section area is very small. However, on the other end where the cross section area is large, the force that you obtain is large. So you have to figure out probably the force on the other side. And then we got one question from mechanical properties of matter. Now this question was also easy. If you look at the nature of this question, it was related to the bulk modulus. So when a spherical ball is put inside water to some depth, obviously because of the pressure there will be change in its volume. So that was related to this concept. Now next question, in fact we got two questions from KTG and thermodynamics. One of the question was related to the work done by adiabatic process. So it depends on what? It depends on change in temperature, change in pressure, or change in volume, or change in number of moles. Obviously it depends on change in temperature. That was the correct answer to that. And another question we got, it was related to isobaric process. So when you supply some heat to the system in an isobaric process, what will happen to different quantities? What will happen to the internal energy? What will happen to the temperature? So these two things they asked in that problem. So both of these problems were of the easy level. If you look at so far, only one problem was of the medium category, and in fact that problem also was not that difficult. It was also easy. So far we got easy problems only. Now let's look at the problems that we got from 12th class portion. So from 12th class portion, first you will see from electrostatics we got 3 problems, and all of these problems, 3 problems were of the easy category. One of the problem was related to a simple pendulum and it was charged and there is an external electric field. You have to find out what is the time period. So it's a standard problem, very easy problem, and gravity was absent, so it makes it even more easier. And then in another problem, it was related to the oscillation of dipole in external uniform electric field. Again, it's a standard problem. And third problem was related to electric field due to a line charge, due to a spherical shell, inside, outside. Now it was formula based. So it was a column based question. You have to match the column. So that was the third problem in electrostatics. All of these problems were easy. We got one problem from magnetic effects of current, and this problem was related to magnetic field due to a solid cylindrical current carrying conductor. So inside, outside, you know the formula for magnetic field. Magnetic field was given. You just have to find where is the point where the magnetic field is this much. So it was, since a formula based problem, so we call it easy. Now then we got one problem from electromagnetic induction. It was also easy. 2 loops were there and it was related to mutual induction. Quite an easy problem. And then we got 4 problems from atomic physics. If you look at within the atomic physics, 2 problems were related to photoelectric effect. One was related to the relation between kinetic energy and the wavelength, and another was related to the stopping potential. It's an assertion reason based problem. And one problem was related to photon theory of light. That means the electromagnetic wave, it carries momentum as well as energy. It was also a conceptual problem. And another problem that we got from atomic physics was related to Bohr's model. That is the radius of the nth orbit. So that was quite an easy. So all of these problems were easy within the atomic physics. And then the last problem of whose information we have is from semiconductor. So we got one problem from semiconductor, again from logic gate. So far, I think we've got around 3 to 4 times problem from logic gates, and this problem was also very easy. So total, if you look at 10 questions we got from 12th class, and remaining, I think around 12 questions we got from 11th class. So if you look at the data, total 22 questions that we got so far. 21 questions were medium, about easy. One question was of the medium category, and none of the question was difficult. So which means if you compare this shift with rest of the shifts, in my opinion, this was the easiest physics paper. So you can expect quite a high cutoff in this particular shift. So that was all about the analysis of today's physics paper. Now I am going to call my next colleague who is going to continue this session further. So stay tuned to Resonance Hyderabad. Thank you very much.
Today, let us discuss the last day for JEE Main January attempt today. So, morning session shift analysis we will do, and along with the analysis, 2 more new questions, whatever we have received from the students, let us discuss them. After that, we will go for analysis, right? So, myself, Vamsi Krishna, Chemistry HOD, Resonance Hyderabad, and going to the question here, they have given aryl halide. They have given aryl halide, and 2 aryl halides are there here, and one of the aryl halide is having negative mesomeric effect group at the para position, right? Another aryl halide do not have any group at its para position or at ortho position also, right? And if you remember, this is the reaction when aryl halide is treated with a nucleophile, there will be nucleophilic substitution reaction happens plus X minus. So this is the reaction, nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this is what the mechanism it follows is AR SN2 reaction, right? And AR SN2 reaction will be favored by electron withdrawing groups, right? To the halogen, either at ortho position or at para position, electron withdrawing group, particularly negative mesomeric effect group should be there. Then undergoing AR SN2 will become very easy or very fast, very comfortable, right? So taking the same point here, there should be negative mesomeric effect group at its para or ortho position. Coming here, this is the aryl halide with a negative mesomeric effect group at para position, but this aryl halide do not have any negative mesomeric effect group at para position. Therefore, the first aryl halide will be more suitable, more reactive for AR SN2 reaction. Therefore, this Br minus will be replaced by the nucleophile C2H5O minus ethoxide ion. So remove the Br minus, this Br minus, and put C2H5O minus, right? This is a AR SN2 reaction that results in the formation of OC2H5. This is the correct option actually, and here both they have exchanged. So this is rare because this Br substitution will become actually difficult. Rate of reaction will be very slow. Here he is showing that no reaction because a reactant itself is given as a product also. That means no reaction happening, but definitely reaction will happen here. And coming to here, he has substituted the another bromine by nucleophile, but that will not happen. So this Br to be substituted by nucleophile, therefore first option is Correct, right? So this is the only shift in which they have asked the question purely from aryl halide AR-SN2 reaction. In the previous sessions, he has asked multiple times the question based on SN1 and SN2 reactions of alkyl halides. But this time, aryl halides nucleophilic substitution reaction has come, right? So it is an easy question only, but we should know what is the condition here. Aryl halide to have negative mesomeric effect group at its ortho or para position, right? Na? And then coming to another question, among the following, which are steam volatile? That compound is a steam volatile which is having low in boiling point. That means the one which has intramolecular hydrogen bonding, molecules will be separated from one another, that they are easy to come into the vapor phase, right, along with the steam. That this compound, the one which has intramolecular hydrogen bonding, will be having low boiling point or high volatility, that it can be a more steam volatile. This is also very simple and basic direct question itself, right? So with this, the number of questions we have collected, memory based questions we have collected got completed with their discussion solutions. Now let us go into the overall analysis of the chemistry paper, how it is, right, in shift 1 of 29th January, right? So coming to chapter wise, this is the first column is the chapter name, then second column is the topic and subtopic, third column is a level, easy, medium and difficult, fourth column is a subject, either it is coming from organic, inorganic or physical chemistry, and fifth column is a class, is it from 11th standard or 12th standard, right? And summary is also given here, okay na? Summary is also given here. Now coming to first question. The question is from aldehydes and ketones, but again I am telling, as like in the previous sessions also, analysis also, I have reminded you or warned you also that whichever questions are coming with reactions of organic chemistry, they were coming with a group of reagents, 3 or 4 reagents they were giving. So here also they were giving in a similar manner, most of the questions coming from organic chemistry. First question came from aldehydes and ketones, and he was asking about the Clemenson's reduction. We know there is one point that Clemenson's reduction should be done to such type of carbonyl compounds which should not have acid sensitive functional groups, right? But in the question there was an acid sensitive functional group, therefore we had to select between the given compounds which one will perfectly undergo only Clemenson reduction without disturbing other functional group. That was a very well known point only under Clemenson and Wolff-Kishner reduction. So that can be easily, comfortably can be done, right? So that is from organic chemistry 12th standard. The next question came from a D and F block elements, and from every shift there are minimum 1 question and maximum 3 questions came from alone D and F block elements, right? This point also you have to understand, at least this feedback you can use for the second attempt, that is a January attempt you can use, right? Reading NCERT line by line and making every line as a question, converting every line into a question, every picture into a question, every graph into a question, every table into a question will make almost 60-70% of your preparation gets completed. Understand this point, how much important it is reading the lines of NCERT textbook, right? So this is a numerical based question. Actually it was, he has given a chromite ore reaction, and he was asking how much mass of product will be formed. Like it is a interlinked question between D and F block chromite ore along with mole concept related calculation, right? Therefore 2 concepts were involved here, reaction, decomposition reaction also you need to write correctly, therefore it is taken into medium level. Then coming to chemical equilibrium question, it was a simple question based on order of reaction they have asked. It's an easy question from physical chemistry. Then some basic principles and techniques from organic chemistry, very simple question. He has given some hydrocarbon in which bond line structure he has given, and 2 double bonds and 1 triple bond he has given, and simply he was asking how many sigma bonds and how many pi bonds are present in this compound. For that, what you need to do is whatever bond line structure is given, that should be converted into expanded structure. And just to count how many sigma and pi bonds are present between carbon atoms, carbon and also carbon and hydrogen. Very simple, very easy question, right? The next is, next question came from biomolecules, and this question, again, one question mandatorily it is coming. This is the 9th paper and 9th question also in biomolecules. Understand it? Every shift, one question compulsory, right? And he has given some molecules like glycogen, starch, amylose, amylopectin, like 4 options were given. Just he was asking which of them is called animal starch, right? So that's also a simple question from organic chemistry. Then coming to coordination compounds, in coordination compounds in this shift also 2 questions came. From D and F block also 2 questions came. So you can understand the importance of D and F plus coordination compounds together. You should prepare it, and if possible to this you should add chemical bonding also, so that hybridization of coordination compounds also can be made easier with the knowledge from valence bond theory and hybridization chapter, concepts in chemical bonding, right? So in this question he has asked about crystal field theory. Some CFSE order they were asking by giving 4 coordination compounds. That was also very routine question. We are getting multiple times, 3-4 times we have got that type of question in this shift itself, right? 2025 January. The next question came from periodic table. He has given statement based question. One order he has given for ionic radius, one order he has given for electron gain enthalpy, and he was asking, is statement 1 correct or wrong, statement 2 correct or wrong, or any link is there between them or not. Like that they were asking. That is also fact based question only. Just reading NCERT is sufficient for solving that question also, right now. Then another question from coordination compounds, they were asking about hybridization. Like a match the following, column 1, column 2 were given. In column 1 4 coordination compounds, and in column 2 different hybridization they have given. D2 sp3, sp3 d2, dsp2 sp3, like different coordination hybridations were given, and we had to match them, right, from column 1 and column 2. That was a little time taking, because all 4 complexes you have to analyze and find the hybridization of the central atom. Therefore time taking question, but easy only, very regularly discussed examples only given from our resonance material, right? So next question came from solutions chapter, in which they were asking the question on Van 't Hoff factor. That is also very simple question. Then electrochemistry, one question came on Nernst equation. D and F block, second question came on melting points. Different elements, a pair of elements were given in every option, and they were asking to compare who has more melting point, right? That was also based upon one graph was given in NCERT textbook. Directly remembering that graph is sufficient in solving this question. And even in our resume material also, that picture is there. So that all types of graphs and pictures are very important, because they only will be converted into questions for our JEE and NEET exams, right? The next question came from alcohols. Actually it is not purely from alcohols only. Further it was linked with hydrocarbons and carbonyl compounds also, but the initial compound was alcohols. Group of reagents were given as usual, like the previous shifts. 3-4 reagents were given, and we had to do all the steps and reach to the final compound and get the answer. And as it was a group of reagents, time taking and also challenging also, as all reagents function should be known properly, therefore we kept it under difficult level. And understand one thing, difficult is with respect to number of steps or time taken, but not that the question cannot be solved. Every question, all 25 out of 25 questions from any of the shifts happened till now can be done, but only by 2 things. One is strong concepts, second is how to solve the pattern to solve the question, right? The practice we have to do. So if these 2 things are there, concept should be known and it should be done properly, stepwise in a given time period, then every question can be solved, right? Then next question came from haloalkanes, haloarenes. 5-6 nucleophiles were given, 5-6 molecules, ions were given. From that they were asking how many of them are nucleophiles. Little it is actually factly to say it is tricky, and I felt that only this is the question which is a little more tricky than any of the questions in this shift, right? And hope the students who have solved this paper, who has attempted this paper, will understand how tricky this question was. In 1-2 molecules, it was very tricky, right? And most of them might go wrong also, but it will be learning for the second attempt, right? And next question came from electrochemistry. They asked about molar conductance with a concentration, right? So with infinite dilution, molar conductance will increase or decrease. Will it have sharp increase or sharp decrease, slow increase or slow decrease? Like different conditions, ways they have asked which one will best suitable, right? So that was also an easy type from another physical chemistry question. Then one more question came from periodic table, and this time they have asked on ionization energy and electron gain enthalpy. Again statement based like question, it was not statement based question. He has given ionization energy of one element and electron gain enthalpies of 4 elements, right? And based on matching of the one which is losing the electron and the one which is gaining the electron, which combination will form the highest ionic compound? Then who is the next highest ionic compound? Like that ionic character order we had to write, right? That was a very interesting question, and those students who have not given this shift, so go back to that question and solve it. It is a very interesting question. It can be helpful for your next shift also, right? Therefore, we have kept it under medium level. It was a little more logical question from periodic table. Then redox reaction, one question came. Some reagents were given and they were simply asking who based upon the electrode potentials, right? Who will be the strongest oxidizing agent? But that was fact based only, right? Direct statement based. Therefore, it can be easily done from physical chemistry. The next question came from chemical equilibrium, and they were asking the relation between Kp and total pressure. That was also a comfortable question only, you can do it, but a little time will be taken. Therefore, we have kept it under moderate level. Then last second question came from haloalkanes and haloarenes, and they were asking about AR-SN2 reaction. This is what the question I have discussed previous to this analysis part, and that was an easy question only, right? Little time will be taken, but it is an easy question. The next last question came from some basic principles and techniques, and they asked about steam volatility. Very straightforward statement based question. So that was also an easy question. So if you see the overall paper, the easy questions came 11. To the 19 questions we have selected, medium level questions 6 and difficult questions only 2. As usual from the previous papers, here also in this paper also, we felt that 2 questions are difficult, they will take more time. Otherwise, percentage of number of questions from easy are much higher. Comfortably, every student can score better. Organic chemistry, 7 questions, inorganic 6, physical also 6. Perfect balance between organic, inorganic and physical chemistry chapters. And 11th, there were 7 questions we have collected, and 12th, 12 questions we have collected. Maybe the missing 6 questions, some of the questions will go into 11th standard also, because in all these shifts we have observed there was a perfect balance between 11th and 12th standards. Within organic, inorganic and physical, there might gone the differences more, right? But between 11th and 12th, they have balanced the number of questions very much perfectly, right? So this is the overall analysis about chemistry part of this today's morning paper. And now I invite Vivek sir to give the analysis part for the maths test paper. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Good evening all of you. So now we are going to discuss the few mathematics sum which is left already. After that we are going to give you the complete analysis. Okay, on the board very easy question only. Determinant. So what you can do here, maybe the sum of the student directly going to be expand. Don't expand directly. What we can do here, we can take here R1 tends to R1 minus R2. So what the value will come? This value is equal to minus 1, 1. This value is equal to 0, remaining as it is. Cos square x sin 4x. Sin square x, cos square x, 1 plus sin 4x. After that again what you can do, you can take here C1 tends to C1 plus C2. If C1 tends to C1 plus C2, so here you can see what the things will come. 0, sin square plus cos square 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Sin square plus cos square, this is 1, 1, cos square x, cos square x. By the way, I am writing here, during the examination, you have to not write there. Why? Because you can know, this directly cross multiplication are there, 1 plus sin 4x. Now, for the 1 here, what the things will come? It is going to multiply with that one, so 2 plus 2 sin 4x minus sin 4x. Minus sin 4x, so minus 2 plus sin 4x. Now you can find the minimum and maximum. That is a very, very, very easy. Depend upon this one, G1, then maximum, minus 1, then minimum will come. This value are only the small m and the capital M. Here you can put the value, you can get the answer. Yeah, next sum. Damn easy question. Already this sum is there in the worksheet. Easy question only. What you can do here sec a square and tan is tan inverse alpha. So better what you can do, convert into the sec. This part alpha 1, so this part 1 plus alpha square. So sec square is equal to, directly here we can write 1 plus alpha square. Here I am converting the sec inverse. So sec inverse we can get this one, this part whole square. Similar way, again we can come to here, cot square beta. Cot inverse beta is there, cot inverse beta. So this is the beta, this is the 1 under root of 1 plus beta square. Again cosec are there. So cosec inverse this by this one. So directly you can write 1 plus beta square whole square is equal to 36. So 1 plus alpha square 1 plus beta square is equal to 36. So alpha square plus beta square is equal to 34. One equation, another equation is here. Easily you can find the alpha and beta value. Once you can find the alpha beta value, they are asking about the alpha q plus beta q. Yeah, otherwise, do one thing here. This one how we can write? Alpha plus beta, and this one alpha square plus beta square minus alpha into beta. This one directly you can save your time here. And minus alpha beta how we can find? You can see here in this one. Alpha plus beta whole square minus alpha square plus beta square is equal to what the value will come? Is equal to 2 alpha into beta. 2 alpha into beta. This value from here, alpha plus beta whole square, 64 minus 34 is equal to 2 alpha into beta. Easily you can find the value from here. Alpha beta is equal to 30. So like that you can save your time. Because in the mathematics paper, saving time is also very, very, very important is there. Yeah, next sum. Obviously, this sum is going to be take the more time only. The triangle formed by the line, we can take the triangle x plus 2x plus 3y minus 5 is equal to 0, x plus y minus 1 is equal to 0, and 3x plus 4y minus 7 is equal to 0. Now you can find all of you the intersection point. Easily you can find the intersection point. When the intersection point will come, then you can see h comma k is the image of the centroid of the ABC. So you can find here the you can find here the centroid. So centroid is equal to, all of you know, x1 plus x2. So we can get here the centroid. Again you can see image of the centroid of this one. So this one image we have to be find, that given the h comma k. So what we can write? H minus, if the centroid this value is equal to, we can find alpha beta. So h minus alpha by, from with respect of this line is there. So we can take the 2 k minus beta here 4 is equal to, images are there, so we have to multiply with the 2. So minus 2, here you can multiply this one, h comma alpha beta point only we have taken. So here 2 alpha plus 4 beta minus 7 divided by 2 square plus 4 square. Now we can find the h comma k point easily from here. That is only the answer. Once the h comma k will come, you can put here, you can find the answer. Two parabola having the common focus, this one intersect at the point A and B. Again you can see a standard format is there. Draw the diagram, idea will come. See here, all of you, easily you are going to solve this sum. 4 comma 3, you can take the point here, 4 comma 3. So one of the parabola is like that, because one of the directrix are given x-axis. Another parabola is like that. These directrix are the y. As you know, PS is equal to PM. So if I am taking the any point here, x comma y at the intersection point. So this is the PS and this is the PM. How we can write this one? X minus 4 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square under root is equal to, you can see here, this is the y is there. I am not taking under root, means I am squaring on both sides. So this is equal to y square. Similar way, for this one, this you can take. Then it will come, because x and y axis both are the directrix for the different parabola. If you can observe here, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4. So 4 point of intersection are there. They are asking about here, find the value of the AB. So this is the A, this is the B, another one is also there, another one is also there. So like a common chord concept are there. So how we can find this line equation, it will come 1 minus 2. If you can see the left side, the same thing is there. Means the right side only we have to be subtract. So right side we can subtract y square minus x square. So y square is equal to x square. So y is equal to plus minus x. So one equation will come x plus y is equal to 0. Another equation will come x minus y is equal to 0. Now this become very easy. We have to find the point here x1 by 1, x2 by 2. One thing consider here. XY line is there, means both the coordinate are the same only. Here both the coordinate are the same. How you can save your time? See here. I am taking x1 comma x1. Here x2 comma x2. Why? Because on the line of y is x minus y is equal to 0 I am taking. Now in place of y you can put the x. In place of y we can put the x. So after this equation, first one or second one, anyone, your wish. x minus 4 whole square plus y, so in place of y we are putting x, so x minus 3 whole square is equal to x square. From here, distance, because they are asking about the AB square is equal to, means x1 minus x2 whole square plus again x1 minus x2, so 2 we can write here. Under root is there. Under root is there. So this one AB whole square, so this whole square is equal to, we can get 2 x1 minus x2 whole square. Once we are going to be expand this one, so 2 x1 whole square, x2 whole square minus 2 x1 x2. This also you can write 2 x1 plus x2 whole square minus 3 x1 x2. Now this become the quadratic equation in terms of the x. This become the quadratic equation in terms of the x. So sum of the roots, product of the roots, directly you can keep, you can find the answer. So we should not try to be find the x1 y1 value during the examination. It will take so much time. So this technique you can use, you can solve this sum easily in a 2 minute. Yeah, next sum. Okay, all the sum are completed. So now we are going to be analysis the paper. Again the same scenario is there, we are filling. Algebra and calculus, always the more weightage are there. Already all of you know this thing. After that, coordinate geometry are coming, vector 3D and then trigonometry. What the things are there? Here we can find whatever the information according to that, because this information are there, memory base only. 2 questions we can find which are the difficult one is there. Difficult one means the calculative is there. Easy is also there, you can see. These many question 3 and 4, 7, 7 plus 1, 8 question are, we can think this is the easy question are there. This is the, again moderate question we can see. So during the examination, if you are easily, first of all attempt the easy question and moderate question, so obviously you can get the good marks. So this is the complete paper analysis is there. So again we are going to meet into the next session. So all the best for all of you the next session examination.